See if I should wear my little beanie. I like my little beanie.
Uh, so what's good, people? Man, I'm so excited to be with y'all on today. This is this talk is we gonna talk about some stuff today. If you want to figure out who I am, I'm trying to figure out if you want to figure out who I am. But if you don't know who I am by now, you may never ever know me anyway. So you know what I'm saying? It is going to be a dope show on today. I am so excited. In case you need to find out, yeah, I'm telling y'all, we doing something different tonight. Tonight is going to be epic. I got some great stuff lined up for you all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am super stoked. This is the first one, so you know, it's that kind of party. It's like that kind of thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so okay, if I was to ask Kevin Hart how you felt about it, he'd be like,
Excited! So excited!
so y'all get ready. I have a dope lineup for tonight. I have, of course, a young mogul that is doing some great things in music, period, across the board. In KT Muyaka, he's here tonight, and I have the dopest panel that's going to talk about how choirs and groups are going to be affected when it comes down to the post-pandemic, and when it comes down to music ministry at all, from your local churches to our local groups. So it's going to be a dope. But let me jump right off into it, and I want to jump into this first phase of this whole thing, and it's simply called
Check it out.
I'm saying we just checking it out today, y'all. This is gonna be epic. Like, okay, so it's a couple of things that I need to make sure that you're very clear on. We have this big thing, you know, in the city of Baton Rouge, this whole miscommunication thing, right? This communication, right? It's miscommunication, like we don't ever know what's going on in the city. But I'm here to tell you, there's some good things going on in the city. One of the first things I want to do is I want to say congratulations to the class of 2020. This is our first. You're supposed to give it up to you. Let me see the love for them. I'm just saying. So listen, they are the first pandemic class. You know, yeah, the first pandemic class. Like that, does that make sense to y'all? It is the first pandemic class, and they've done something that none of us can honestly say we've had the privilege to do. What they did, they actually graduated without being in school. Like that's something big. That's worth like really giving them another hand. So congratulations, class of 2020. I'm glad you guys made it even through the pandemic. You made sure that you was gonna do something great, right? You know, so good. Now, do me a favor while we still going on. Like, share, comment, get some people in the room. We're going to make this as exciting as possible. Let me jump into my next person. In case you didn't know, one of our guests tonight has been doing some amazing things outside of what, you know, the norm has been. Everybody's gotten into the age of live streaming, that kind of thing, right? So it's been dope. It's been dope. So I want to highlight this person tonight, and let's check it out. Marcy Fisher has been doing some amazing things when it comes down to it. I'm just saying. She has this Sunday. It's a Sunday music set, y'all. So every Sunday evening around 5 o'clock, she's been inviting some dope people to come and give their best in song. Like that's what they do. Like I'm saying, like so it's something that I think all of us should support because this me and this local support thing, I'm majorly big on local support. So it's something that you should be excited about, man. Marcy has been trailblazing this throughout this pandemic time. I'm glad that she was one of the people that headlined it. It was something that was simply amazing. So again, we celebrate you on tonight. Marcy, thank you so much for doing something to think about somebody else and keep everybody else uplifted. You know what I'm saying? So give her another hand. It is what it is. So y'all, listen, tonight I am seeing like all kinds of comments all kind of things popping up. Y'all, I'll be able to throw your comments on the screen. Make sure you comments. Now, I don't know if it's real friendly when it comes down to, you know how Facebook be with the emojis, but we do what it do, you know what I'm saying? So it's just what it is tonight. So again, we celebrate you on tonight, Marcy. Now, moving on into our next one, and I want you to check out something like Dig This. So this is what happened. Around January, we actually had an event at the Rose Hill Church from the visionary himself, the mastermind, Mr. Edric Hodges. Man, if you ever been to Edric Hodges production, you already know whether it was the Music Psychology 1, whether it was the IRAA Awards, whether you were actually in the place for Music Psychology 2. This year he did something in letting a voice that we are very familiar with be a part of the Music Psychology too. So this was he did and invited the guy that you see on the picture with him by the name of Jamerick Campbell, right? Okay, so in inviting Jamerick on this, everybody was in anticipation of what he was doing. Everybody was in anticipation to see what happened. And you know what? Let me ask y'all a quick question. What happens when you take a musical visionary and mix him with Jamerick Campbell? You have a new hit single entitled What If I Said. I'm talking about, y'all, if y'all have never ever heard a more beautiful song that clearly speaks from the heart of God, you honest to God need to go hear it. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to let y'all hear a little bit of it because I'm going to be honest with you. Again, I'm real big on this local support kind of thing. So if you haven't got it, go stream it, go purchase it. It's 99 cents, y'all. Come on. You waste $1 on a Coke that you're not supposed to drink no way. I'm just saying, you waste $1. You lost $1 last week. Go support Jamerick Campbell and Edric Hodges. And listen, if you need to hear this, is just a little bit of it here.
What if I said life won't be easy, but in order to please me, the journey you must take? If I said there will be time that you feel so all alone, and what if I said people will bleed you, hurt and mistreat you, lie and deceive you, but the question today is if he doesn't take the pain away, would you still trust me?
Now listen.
Would you still trust me?
And again, that is from the single, the new release single. What if I said by none other than the visionary mind by Jamerick Campbell.
I will say yeah.
So go out and get it today if you have not. You know what I'm saying? If you have not heard it as of yet, you go get that today. I promise you, you won't be disappointed in making sure you're supporting an amazing set of artists and people from our local area. Again, we give y'all major props. That's how we're gonna work that. All right. Next and last but definitely not least, I want to highlight this young man that I've been knowing for some years. Like I said, a great brother, beloved, has been doing some amazing things, period, and across the board. In case you don't know who I'm talking about this guy by the name of CJ Trustclair. Now, some of you may know him from your local assembly. Some of you may know him from marching in a band at Southern. But some of y'all might actually know him as the drummer for one of the best artists right now, Ari Lennox. He's been doing some major things. As a matter of fact, he was one of the masterminds behind, as a matter of fact, he is the face of this actual brand, Certified Weirdos. So you can see it on the screen. You can go and support. You make sure you actually get it. You can get it today. Make sure you visit the website that you see on the bottom of the screen. But it's just the reason I'm highlighting him today is not just because he's the face of Certified Weirdos, but he was somebody that helped revitalize music in Baton Rouge, live music that is. Because outside of the Certified Weirdos brand, it comes this thing called Gumbo Jam Night, and it was one of the best things that could have ever hit Baton Rouge again when it came down to the live music scene, right? So it's one of the things that, like, and again, local support is everything. It is headed by this wonderful band called Universal Language, and they have been smashing since this event has been going on. It made its first year anniversary right before the pandemic, which was actually dope. We got a chance to, celebrate with them in that fashion, but he's been doing some major things. Now, the reason I want you not only to check him out because he's an innovator, he's a very, very forward thinker, but a few weeks, like just last week, as a matter of fact, last Friday to be exact, he had this wonderful thing called Musicians Behind the Music. Y'all, look, if you didn't do anything else, you should have watched this conversation because it was not only just CJ on it, but it was some of the drummers that actually started in Baton Rouge, and it was a lot not of just adoration for one another, not just a brotherhood, a fellowship, that kind of thing, but what it actually was, it was going down a historical musical reference in the city of Baton Rouge. And guess what I have, since you didn't watch it? If you didn't watch it, I got a clip from that right here. Check it out.
I'm trying to let y'all talk about. I know for me, just with all of y'all, especially with that, since we talking about that, with that, I heard somebody from Baton Rouge was gonna be on making his band. I'm like, wait, what? I was playing with Rod and Brandon. We was at Oasis. I was like, from Baton Rouge, what?
I was TV.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm younger, so and I'm like, whoa, this is like huge. Like this is, you know what I'm saying? You don't really hear a lot of people from where we from make it to do anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we got church musicians, we got, you know what I'm saying, David Anderson was playing with Ralph Moore, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, to make it on that magnitude, like mainstream, like, and to use on TV, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, before niggas was talking about, yeah, man, I'm gonna be on TV, like, I done been on TV before, but we talking about TV and Baton Rouge didn't know nothing about niggas being on TV. Like, let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? And for you to have the like Mr. Melvin said, for you to have the balls, you know what I'm saying, to even I'm about to go do this no matter how many people from wherever, all these musical cities, so-called, you know what I'm saying, I'm going up there and do what I gotta do. So, to see that encouraged me for sure as a young person, like, man, you can do whatever you want to do, man, put your mind to it. Yeah, this was what we always talked about, bro. Like, this is the start of the history being made right now, bro. Tonight was the first night, and it's out. Like we said, it's out, and I tell everybody, I put it in my back because since you're on here, I called you. I started the Gumbo Jam Night, which is like a jam session. Basically, it's the same thing Tay Rock was doing. You know what I mean? Everybody could come there, no matter if you good, bad, whatever, and you want to be a musician, you want to be an artist, come there and showcase. Baton Rouge is built on old school and old school music, blues music,
classic R&B.
No, I ain't gonna say that. I can't go there because if you think about it, my jam session is probably like the only R&B night that you can have in Baton Rouge.
True.
You can pull it up. So,
yeah, true.
I created that because when Tehran left, it was definitely a void gone from connecting with people. And me being around him so much, people thought that it was about the playing, that it was about him doing all that other type of stuff. He said a little bit earlier, let's not get all into the thing because we got to come back. His purpose was doing that. I'm going to say this because his purpose was doing that was to get to know everybody, was to come together with people and to put. So it wasn't about the playing. It shouldn't be about the playing. It's about building that community.
Right.
So y'all got to give it up for CJ. Make sure that y'all on the lookout. He has a couple of more installments of this coming up, and it's going to be bananas. Like, if you want to catch on the conversation, make sure y'all follow him. His links are on the screen. Make sure you follow him. You reach out to him. Make sure that you are subscribing to his channel, and there's going to be some more conversations just like that are upcoming. So again, we salute you, man. So dope. So dope. And that's what I needed y'all to do. And again, just a little section called
Check it out.
I'm done with it. You hear me? All right, y'all, we're moving on. I'm getting ready to bring on my first guest tonight. A dope young artist. When I say a dope young artist, y'all, I mean like a dope young artist. This guy has done amazing things at a very young age. And he's set to be a trailblazer. He's going to be. Listen, I believe he's going to be a problem. You ask me. Like you just asked me, he's going to be a major problem. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about a couple of things that he has going on tonight. One being it's this wonderful project that I just was I was introduced to something real dope. So we're going to get into that in a few minutes. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get him in this room. I have with me tonight other than Mr. KT Muyaka, man. I'm gonna need you to unmute your mic, though. No, you're not gonna.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm glad you. Thank you, number one, first off, for being a part of the show tonight. It's been amazing watching you do a bunch of stuff. Like y'all, for those who don't know, this young man has done a fantastic job of setting a precedent when it comes down not only to just musicality, but overall production as an independent artist. He's pushing and making his way, cutting his way through the musical charts. That's what he's doing. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get right into it, man. Tell us about KT. Who is KT?
Before I even start, I want to say I'm thankful and grateful for this opportunity just to be here and sit here and talk to you. It's an honor to be here. KT Muyaka, I'm 20 years old. I'm actually going to be 21 in August. I'm excited about that. I can finally be legal.
Leo's up.
But I'm from Congo, Africa. I was born there, and I moved here in 2006. I was 6 going on 7. First of all, let me tell you something. The kids at schools here, look, we got to do something about the way we're raising these little kids. Let me tell you, these kids did me so bad in the 2nd grade. It was terrible. It was bad. But so the funny story about us actually moving here was that, you know how in America, like they'll show you images of Africa and you think it's like lions and cheetahs and stuff like that all over the place.
Right.
So that's the same way it is in Africa. So when we think about America, because of what they show us, we see New York City, we see the Statue of Liberty, and we see Los Angeles, we see like the big states, like all the glamorous things.
Right.
So now all the other states in America outside of the major like 5 don't exist to Africans. They don't exist, right?
Man.
So they tell us, they was like, hey, you guys are moving to LA. So mentally, we're like, oh my God, we're moving to Los Angeles. Not thinking that like LA was the abbreviation for Louisiana.
Right.
So we get on the plane, we actually went to Los Angeles. We went there and then we went to Chicago for a couple of days and we came here. But in our minds, we were still in Los Angeles. So, I mean, we was arguing with teachers, looking for the Hollywood sign. Like, it was bad. It was terrible. But ended up moving here, and I started playing drums whenever I was 3 back home. So my parents are missionaries, so we moved from state to state and opened up churches and moved again. And so my mom told me whenever I was 3 that the drummer didn't show up for service one day.
Right.
And so the choir just started singing. And she said, I was so short and tiny. I went to the drum seat and it was too tall. I mean, I think it was too short or something. So I got another one and stacked it on top of that. And then I jumped on top of that one and started playing drums.
Vertically challenged. That's just
I still didn't grow up that much. I'm only 5'8", but we're still playing for increase before August. So that's how I started playing drums. And then when I moved here, I had to, start learning English and the American way of life. And so whenever I would get home from school, I didn't really have like friends or stuff like that. I was still trying to find my way around. Like I had a girlfriend and I didn't even know it.
Right.
In the 7th grade. I had this little girl who was like assigned to help me walk through my classes, but we'll be swinging hands and all this. Like, I didn't even know. But I know it's so I would come home from school and I would just go in my room and I had this little like xylophone, like the one they get for kids
Right,
when they
right,
yeah, so I'll just go in my room and I'll start tapping on that every day for months and months and months. And then we get in the car one day with my dad and we're listening to music and I'm just listening, I'm vibing, I'm like, wait, I remember those notes. I can see those notes. I can see the colors and I can hear them. He was like, how? I'm like, from the thing I tap in my room every day. So he
right,
got me
right.
a bigger one and I kept doing it. And so that's how I developed how to play, piano. And so being a PK, always in church. But I really didn't know God for myself.
Dope. Right, right,
So
right,
I knew God through my parents. And, I've seen miracles. I've seen all this, you name it. I've seen it at a super young age. But it's like you have to have a personal encounter to really know who God is.
right.
And 2008 happens. We go to Houston and we're doing an event. And we check in, and then I see a swimming pool. And I'm excited about it, man. I see all these little kids. Now, we didn't know that floaties exist. Remember, we're still trying to figure out what's up with all this American life.
Right,
We didn't
right.
know floaties exist.
Understood.
So I'm telling my brother we should go swimming. So me, my brother Honore, Sam, and Daniel go swimming. I jump right in the middle of the pool. Don't know how to swim. I start to drown. And so
Wow.
my brother Sam's like, okay, he's starting to drown. We need to get him out. He jumps in to try to save me. He couldn't swim either. So
Wow.
we're both drowning. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going crazy. And so somebody comes and takes us out, and then they declared us dead on the spot. They said we was brain dead and didn't have a heartbeat
Wow, man.
for 15 minutes. And so my father and my family was here, and they was at Miracle Place Church in Baker. And there was a service going on at the same time. So they called my father, and he ran up to the stage and told the pastor, and they stopped the service, and then about 600 people started praying. And 15 minutes later, we both got up. And so from that moment, I
Wow.
was like, okay, you're real.
Wow,
Like you're real.
man. See that
So
like that's amazing. Like a lot of people don't get a chance to even experience God on that level, and to say at a
yeah,
young age you had an encounter with the true and the living God. That's phenomenal. Like that goes beyond anything that most people can imagine. And of course, we in church every Sunday. We dance and we shout, but some of us still do it, I guess, out of emotionalism other than just reality. So
right.
that's amazing. Like that's amazing to even hear. Tell me, man, being KT Muyaka, what inspires your sound? Where do you get this sound that I've heard from your life is just phenomenal, man. Like, where do you get that from?
Uh, so whenever I moved here, like I said, I didn't start learning how to play keys until I was about 7 and moved here and started adjusting to life. But in Africa, I still was playing drums, so I still had a African mentality musically
Right.
uh, until I got here. And then I got here, I got into marching band. I went to McKinley for a semester. I played McKinley, and then I went to Woodlawn High. But I got into marching band. I got into jazz. I did concert band, and so all these little things that I was doing started to influence like my musical sound. Like the craziest thing that influenced it was wrestling. Bro, I love wrestling. Like I'm a wrestling head. Like I've been watching it. We watched it from home. Like I still watch it to this day. But what I didn't notice is like every time somebody comes down in the entrance, it's usually rock music.
Right.
Like it's
High
rock.
intensity. High intensity.
And so subconsciously over the years, my mind has started to understand rock music, like subconsciously, without me understanding. And so there's certain times when like I'll be with my band and we'll be rehearsing or something, and I'm like, this is legit rock. Like this is for real, for real.
Right.
And
Big
so
time.
but just making sure I'm versatile and trying out different genres, just listening to different music, even that I don't understand, because I feel like we there's only so many things you can do with music,
Right. Big
but
time.
there's only 12 keys, like what I'm saying. There's only so many like variations of what you can do, but whenever you bring a different culture or different elements from something else, you mix them in, it creates something that's totally different.
Right.
So I believe in like just taking this from there, bringing it here, taking this from there, bringing it there. But not only doing that, doing it authentically.
Dope. See, and that's what it comes down to is being able to recreate, not only just create, but recreate an amazing sound. So let's jump into one of these good things. I got something that then popped all up in the middle of your screen. That's funny. Anyway, let's jump into like I want you to give me some insight on a couple of things that we got going on. There is this wonderful piece of artistry that we called. Let's see which one is gonna be first. He's got my back. The
Yes.
remix. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Let's see who we got.
So He's Got My Back is a song that I released on my last album, Switch Up Vocabulary, which is available everywhere, guys, on all social media platforms.
Make sure y'all go get it.
KT Muyaka, Switch Up Vocabulary, go check it out. He's Got My Back was a song of hope, just letting everybody know that God has your back no matter what's going on. He's done it before, he'll do it again. And so during this quarantine, as we started coming out, a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people lost hope. A lot of people, they lost who they were, they lost faith. And it's supposed to be something that just reminds everybody God has my back. But one major thing that happened in it, we trapped that little thing out, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We added some 808s to it, and we just want to. I feel like there's not and this is totally separate tab. I feel like there's not enough joy and just fun in our faith.
Right.
Like we need something where we can just get in the car, dance with our children, and it's positive, and it's proclaiming the name of Jesus, reminding everybody God has your back. So
see,
yeah,
and that is dope. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting that you actually said that because a lot of people, honestly, we've gotten to this conformity that everything has to be a bump, it has to be shouting, it has to be one of those situations. But it does not. It can be some hype music, and I want to jump right into the next one, and this is going to be the video that we're going to show for y'all on tonight. This is a dope video. I definitely checked it out. Give us a little insight what we getting ready to see in this video, my man. And the name of the song is "Show Him Now." Talk to me, man.
"Show Him Now" is the single from my last project that I dropped. Once again, which is available everywhere on all social media platforms. Amen. But it's definitely, I got to this place in life where I was going through some troubles, and I forgot how to praise God. Even though I had a gift, I sat on it. I didn't want to do anything that could help me get out of my situation. Because it's not sitting down that it help you get out your situation. It's praising God through your trouble.
Come on, say it again.
So,
no, say that again. I like this one. I'm like,
it's not sitting down that'll get you through the times. It's praising God through your struggles, through your problems. That's going to get you through. And so God had to remind me real quick. It's like, if you can sing, go ahead and show me now, not later, now. If you can dance, go ahead and show me now. If you can shout, go ahead and show me now. So that's really all the song is about.
Dope. Y'all, I just want to give another shout out to this young man that is doing amazing things in KT Muyaka. Y'all, I'm getting ready to display this video for y'all. So y'all make sure y'all let the hearts, let the likes go crazy. Before we display the video on KT, let them know what you have going on, how to catch you social media wise. Come on, give them your information quick.
All right, everybody. So on Instagram, it's KT_MUYAKA. Muyaka is that last name. Amen. I had to spell it out because I know it's going to be hard to spell. On Facebook, it's the same thing. And definitely go on YouTube. So on YouTube, KT Muyaka, you can find the He's Got My Back remix. You can find Show Him Now music video. And a lot more great content is coming to YouTube. So I want you guys to go subscribe. I want you to share. I want you to get excited and get connected.
Thank you again for allowing me to get this good exclusive interview. Y'all, I'm about to show y'all what this young man is capable of, the energy level. Y'all get ready for this praise. And I want to again thank KT Muyaka for coming in and giving us some love tonight. I'm talking, he's just a good artist. Y'all give him some hearts, give him some likes. I appreciate you, bro. And it's a new musical. KT Muyaka Shaka, y'all go ahead and show them. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for it? Are y'all ready for it? Let me let y'all see what. Let me show y'all what he's working with.
Go ahead and show 'em now. Whoa, go ahead and show 'em now. Whoa, you are Alpha, Omega, beginning and the end. You rose on the third to wash away my sins. Though I don't deserve it, your love still overwhelms. Lord, your grace extends to other realms. So can you sing? Can you shout? Can you jump? What can you do for him? Can you scream? Can you pray? Go ahead and show it now. If I had this and that, my praise would measure up. But what I do have, I give it all to you. But what I do have, I give it in spirit and in truth. So can you sing? Can you shout? Can you jump? What can you do for him? Can you scream? Can you pray? Go ahead and show it now. Whoa, go ahead and show it now. Whoa, go ahead and show it now. Whoa, go ahead and show it now.
I want to tell you something that I heard, and it totally changed my life. It said your praise is a reflection of how good God has been to you. And I know God has been super good to me. That's why when I wake up in the morning,
I'll still praise
whether
you.
I'm happy or I'm sad,
I'll still praise
whether
you.
my life is turned upside
I'll
down,
still praise
I'll still praise you.
praise you. I'll still praise you.
sun up to sundown,
I'll still praise you.
praises up and blessings down.
I'll still praise you.
Even when nobody's around,
I'll still praise you.
I'll still praise you.
I'll still praise you.
East and west and south and north,
I'll still praise you.
you've been good to me, Lord.
I'll still praise you.
I can never stop, oh no.
I'll still praise you.
I'll still praise you. So can you sing? Can you shout? Go ahead and show 'em now. Go ahead and show 'em now.
Lift your voice and do your dance. Lift your voice and do your dance. Lift your voice and do your dance. He is the King of all kings, the Lord of all lords.
Sun up to sundown,
I'll still praise you.
praises up and blessings down.
I'll still praise you.
Even when no one's around,
I'll still praise you.
I'll still praise you.
I'll still praise you.
East and west and south and north,
I'll still praise you.
oh, you've been good to me,
I'll
Lord.
still praise you.
I can never stop, oh no.
I'll still praise you.
I'll still praise you.
Let me hear somebody shout.
Hey y'all, that again, KT Muyaka, man, and I'm talking show him now, man. I'm excited again, and if somewhere hitting on this, I think I have Tim Simmons, the actual the man behind the production himself. Tim, you still on?
What's up, guys?
Y'all, this is another amazing young man from Baton Rouge, musician, film producer, as you could gladly see. Amazing job on this video.
Third.
Appreciate it,
Man,
man.
like I'm talking about something made to see again. Y'all, we literally have like amazing gifts all across the city of Baton Rouge, but nobody's willing to tap into it because we got this little stigma of everybody trying to outdo somebody. But man, it's all about a group effort. Man, Tim, tell us about how the production went, man.
Well, man, the production was an amazing process. I think it was very interesting. We actually filmed the recording of, I mean, maybe even 6 months or 5 months or so. We had an edit that we used. Well, not didn't use, but we exported it. Kind of just watched it. And later on, KT explained to me that he really wanted to try it again to use some more creativity, and we went back in fully with a different perspective, different mindsets, and I mean, it was pretty cool. What we did actually, those takings, to just give you a little bit of the behind the scenes, those takings, we did that song that night about 3 times. We tried a few different angles, but because I was just starting, that was much when I was much earlier in it. Didn't have as many as much equipment as I have now, so we did the same video like 3 or 4 times, recording it over again, and so that we could get just a better feel, different angles and different effects. And we went back and I added some effects. We kind of made it a lyric video, so it was giving the viewer different scenery kind of throughout the whole video. We didn't want it to be plain, but we wanted to give the image that there was a label behind KT. We are a label, we claim it, but we wanted to give the notion that we really put some time behind it, and we really did. But I think it looks it looks really good. I'm really excited about how it came out.
So y'all, I'm telling y'all again, amazing job to Tim Simmons, KT Muyaka as an artist. Y'all make sure y'all go to all media platforms, search it, KT Muyaka. I'm telling you, y'all, this is something serious, man. This is something that's going to impact your lives. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us, and we'll see you guys later, man. Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all, we getting ready to move into the next setting phase of this situation. I'll be back in a few moments, and we got our panel that's been anxiously waiting and doing a bunch of stuff behind the stage. So y'all, again, is we getting ready to get deep into this conversation. We'll be back in a minute. And y'all, man, we are back. Y'all, I am excited about what's getting ready to happen. In case y'all don't know, it's that guy JHEN, and it's I'm telling. Why argue when you could just talk about it? So I have a panel with me that's about to like light this entire broadcast up, this whole live. They about to light it up, and we about to go like real hard in the paint. Cause again, everybody's been talking about the churches. We've been talking about people. We've been talking about the healthcare or the essential workers, but nobody has really asked the directors and the musicians really how they feel about this entire pandemic. We've been under pandemic roughly about 2 strong months, so it's time to talk to them and find out exactly what they come. I want to introduce this entire panel tonight. Y'all, I have on here an amazing panel. When I say amazing folk, I got amazing folk on here tonight. I have none other than one who we highlighted earlier, Miss Marcy Fisher. Of course, Sunday, the Sunday evening sets, worship sets, we got that. I have Jose Reddy, one of the baddest, I'm talking about most accomplished musicians. And if you've ever seen Jose play, you understand. We're gonna dig into that in a minute. I have the Reverend Good Dr. Bishop Joel Jones in the house. You know, you already, you already knew I was gonna do it. You should have known I was gonna do it, Joel. You should have known I was going to do it. Also,
Joe, you did some good playing Sunday, boy. You was bouncing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Boy, you riding that motorbike, boy.
See, I
I
told you.
enjoyed you, man. I enjoyed you.
And that's what it is. We also have again one of the most accomplished directors. If you've ever seen him direct, you know exactly what I'm talking about. None other than Joshua Kagler is on this tonight.
Praise
We
the
have
Lord.
somebody
Praise
that's
the
gonna. I'm
Lord.
talking somebody
Praise
that's gonna get into a
Lord.
conversation. If you never heard what music sound like, this young lady makes the difference. I mean, Jessica Harvey and the difference. Jessica Harvey Duranda is here tonight, and last but not least, the one only I call him the Teddy Pendergrass of gospel.
Come on, Teddy.
Teddy, and that's Gerald Washington from Gerald Washington and Fully Restored. Thank you all for being here on tonight. We're gonna dive into,
man.
Thanks for having us.
man. Let's not forget the man that's in this corner over here looking like
I was about to say.
y'all not gonna let me know.
know.
I'm not gonna do that to Dr. Ernest Bowman. I'm not
I
gonna
was
do
about to
that. The minister, Reverend, the right. I'm sorry, like they used to, the right Reverend.
Come on.
Ernest
God
Bowman,
bless,
the director
God bless,
and
God
overseer
bless.
of the Southern University Gospel
God
Choir.
bless,
Again,
God
I want to
bless.
thank everybody for being here. Y'all start jumping around on my screen. That's why I missed you. I ain't gonna talk about it much. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's jump into this conversation that is very necessary. First thing is that we've been in quarantine and the social distancing from roughly about 2 months now, and I want to ask the question that nobody else has seemed to ask y'all. How do y'all feel? Like, what is it coming from? And we're going to start this off with the ladies first. Let's go to Jessica, then we're going to go to Ms. Marcy, and then we're going to let the fellas hash it out. How do y'all feel?
At this point, you're trying to figure out what normal is or what's gonna happen. You don't want to move too quickly. Then again, you don't want to be slow and not do anything. It's really kind of up in the air. As far as I have it in really 4 different areas. Y'all know I teach the students high school, so that was a battle for the last 2 months trying to teach vocal music. Period. That was just let's just skip over that period because that's a battle. Like that's a battle in person. So you can only imagine how that may be with technology.
Right.
But as far as my church is concerned, we've just been doing praise pretty much and no choir, which is really breaking my heart. Period. Even though the praise team is amazing, praise God. It's still not the same as having the choir. I've seen some really innovative things that people have done, but it's still not the choir. Like they've had it where the choir is doing almost things like this and they're mouthing and singing and clapping and stuff like that. But I need some balking. I need some vibrato. I need some just all out shouting.
Right.
Period. All right. And then as the difference is concerned, I just asked God, I was like, Lord, we're a smaller group. We big, but we small at the same time. I just said, can we still have this concert? And because we're in a space that's big enough at Beacon Light, I'm going forth with it. Everybody going on mic. It's gonna be a different experience. Rehearsal was different. I know we're gonna go there later, so I won't dig deep into that right now. But rehearsal was different. Rehearsal was different.
Right.
And like I said, I know we're gonna dig into that part of it later. But as far as what it looks like right now, it's just you're trying to figure out number one if normal ever is gonna happen again, and if it does happen again, what does it feel like? What does it look like?
Right.
So that's really all I got.
Minister Marcy, what you got?
Um, I feel about the same way that Jessica feels. Just trying to feel your way through this season. I have been calling it a season. That's what I've been calling it. To feel your way through this and to while you're feeling your way, also praying and asking God, what is it in this season am I supposed to be learning?
Right.
What am I supposed to be doing in this season? Not really looking at anybody else, but really taking self inventory of me. It's difficult
All right, now, but just
because
think later.
Mikey, I need you to go on mute if you're gonna be talking now. You ain't gonna, boy. If you don't go on mute, don't you number one, you're supposed to be listening.
Check him.
I just said in this season we need to be taking self inventory. I need you to put that in check.
What do you mean time out?
Right, right.
I'm
Shucks,
sorry,
man.
I'm at the barbershop, y'all.
That's my flow. Shucks, man. That's what we need to be making sure we stay in the flow in this season. but but while we're going through this season, trying to figure things out, not questioning, but knowing, as Jessica said, that it's going to be different. And I don't care how you look at it, what you think about it, it's going to be different. And I've had to stop listening to the news. I really have because it was starting to consume me.
Right.
When I look at and hear different things in this season, you got to be careful what you are hearing in this season because it's so much noise going on until God really can't get to us because we got so much noise going on. And so I had to stop looking at the news, praying more, seeking God more. I honestly don't know what God is doing. Can I be transparent?
Yeah.
Can I be really transparent here?
And I don't think you're alone with that one.
When I saw the church that was burned down in somewhere yesterday or day before, I'm like, God, what is really going on? And it's hurting me to my heart because you got folk in the church, in the kingdom, in the church world that's fighting against each other.
Come on.
Because nobody really knows what's going on, but we're trying to put our own stamp on it.
Right.
This is what's happening in this season. I don't know what's going on. Can I be honest? I don't know what's going on, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting on God to release us. But right now, the release hadn't come. Okay, the release hadn't come. So that's why I am in this season, waiting on God. And the word of God say, those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength.
That's what I'm saying.
They'll mount up on wings like eagles. They should run and not get weary. They should walk and not faint. And so that kind of stuff we forgot about those kind of things, waiting on the Lord. And we're trying to rush this season. We're trying to rush it.
You can't
rush
it.
You better slow down. You better put some brakes on. You better put some brakes on. So that's where I am.
I want to jump back to New Orleans because honestly, the news made New Orleans out to be like ground zero and the worst place ever. Let me just be real with you. So I'm gonna take it to Josh Kagler. Josh, I know that you, especially not only just your musical your musical expansion period, not only just with HPC, with the many various things that you're doing in the city of New Orleans. How has this pandemic taken a toll on you, man?
Um, for me personally, I feel as it's like steps of, admitting something. How you have like these 4 or 5 steps to recovery, and the first thing is denial. The first thing that happens is like, I just don't want to believe that I got to be trapped inside. I don't want to believe that me being an extrovert, I have to be now an introvert. And it goes to from then there it transforms into settling, like, okay, I'm stuck here. I just want to face that I'm in here. What do I do while I'm here? How do I maximize in a pandemic, like when all I can do is be locked up inside? And shouts out to our mayor for all of the great choices that she has made here in the city, keeping us safe, because our numbers have been astronomical. So staying home is the best thing for us, especially being a city that loves people. We love to be outside. We love to party. We love to eat. Oh, we love to eat.
Yeah.
We love to eat. Did I say we love to eat? We love to eat. And I think for me, out of all of that, I'm finding more talents and gifts. In my time, I'm finding that I'm good with tracking, and I'm good with production, and I'm good with other things as it relates to live streaming and using the and PowerPoints and graphics. I'm actually at home studying, reading more, and researching, and working on music. So a lot of this sometimes, as Elder Marcy said, like waiting, and with waiting comes discovery. It comes where you find out who you are and what you really, look in the mirror, because you can't go nowhere. You can't run, because we're always doing something. We always got somewhere to go. We got a rehearsal. We got to learn 5 songs before we get to the choir rehearsal. It's this, it's that. We got to be here. We got to sing at 5 churches, So now God said, everybody, how about this? How about everybody stay home?
Come on.
I mean, everybody.
How about everybody, the pastors included, since no pastor and no prophet said nothing about this in Mercy Vision speech.
Come
on.
They never said anything about their clear vision in their 2020.
Come on.
So now we all are at home sitting and twiddling our fingers. And what do? First, we pray. If my people who are called by my name would humble themselves, turn from that wicked way, seek my face, then will I hear from heaven. And then that's the interjection. Then I'm going to heal it. I'm going to heal it, but I got to wait for it to register to the people. So we're in a place where we have to see what is really the mark. We're approaching Pentecost Sunday. What have we done in these last 90, 60, 30 days that is different from what we're doing? And not only that, when we open up the church doors, what will we do differently that will be captivating?
Come on.
So I find clarity. I find safety where I am. Yes, we have lost so many loved ones, many matriarchs and patriots, throughout this pandemic. But God is also speaking to us as well. Those who are leaders that have, guess what? That needed rest. We cannot sit on here and say that we did not need rest.
You're doing your good talking, man.
Because
you're doing your good talking.
Elder Marcy.
Just let Josh take the questions.
Joe, Jessica, Jose, Dr. Bowman. We get tired of teaching parts constantly. If we can say about Moise and not have to teach, I bet you right now I could pass the mic to everybody up here and y'all can sing like y'all never sung before.
Come on, man.
I got range now.
I do.
You know what I'm saying?
Jose, I ain't lying.
What? And so now, and
I
I'm
can run
moving,
now.
but now we now take new strategies now because of social distancing. We can see, well, how can we prep for rehearsal now without overtaxing ourselves?
Come on, man.
That's it.
So those are the pros. We have the cons to being at home and trying to find out, financial. I get it because I broke. But we have to find the lemonade in the lemons. So that's
Come
all.
on. That's good.
And I'm gonna swing the conversation over because he's another one that was very, very much so really, really hit by it, being one that is over a group of college students. So I'm gonna kick it over to Dr. Ernest Bowman. Dr. Bowman, I know that the pandemic hit and it caught everybody by surprise, man. How you been getting along, and what happened with the choir, man? Let's talk about it.
Man, it as far as personally, I had being bivocational, it was a lot. Had to deal with the secular job as far as Southern. I work in housing, so imagine trying to get over 1,200 students home suddenly, trying to get and keep employees safe, trying to do this, the choir was just devastated. The college choir was just devastated because everything ended so abruptly. The church choir, thank God they have been, it was different how we're going to do. You go from 45 to 50 to 3 choir members.
Right.
And so it has been its challenge. But my challenge has been during this season is for me emotionally and spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
I've never dealt with anxiety a day in my life. I didn't know nothing about anxiety. But this season has put me in a posture where I just had to shut up and pray. This season has also made me look at things. Because I realize I from the beginning, I've said there's a blessing on the other side of this. And there's another level. But this season has made me realize everybody can't go on the next level. We've already said everybody can't go on that level. I know now, I see now, it's been some hurt. Relationships have been challenged. You find out who's true and dear. You find out who's necessary. You find out the real walk. But my thing I've been really stressing on, especially with the students, is there comes a time where you have to really walk the walk, walk the talk, and talk the walk.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really, it's a time because now we're sitting still. It's nothing whether we are on the prayer call. Lydia Lloyd was the last one to pray. The last time she prayed, she said that he's attacking the flesh. Everybody's sitting in the house and your flesh going crazy. But you cannot, and I've always stressed, it's a way you do it. We've been saying if we come out of this pandemic the same way we went in, we have missed the mark. Because some of us going to be locked down after everything is opened up because God still the lesson still isn't learned.
Come on.
We got the shouts down. We got the rehearsed tongues down.
Come on.
We got the quickening down. But we still ain't got our lives still raggedy.
Come on.
And I'm talking personally. One thing I had to learn, I'm known for discipline and order and whatever. But Lord had to break me down and tell me sometimes I need to shut up. Sometimes things I said in the name of order was just flat out me.
Wow.
So he had to convict me, made me look at, and for a whole week straight, and I got witnesses to confirm, the Lord has dealt with me. It seems he said scripture about your tongue. Some people, I had to realize some people I just hurt in the name of keeping things and keeping order and just saying and being straight up. So this pandemic has brought a lot of conviction on me. It's opening my spiritual eyes. Some things that, because we were so busy, always moving around, some things we didn't see. But now we sit down, we see. This is something you should address long time ago.
And that's what
some things you should address a long time ago. Some things, I realized I've hurt people who were near and dear to me, some people who were right by my side. Me being just going and going and going, thinking I'm doing it right. The Lord had to put me still to realize I'm hurting some people. He also had to realize some people hurting me.
Come on.
So it's done more than musically. I'm sitting thinking about what I'm going to teach right there, what I'm going to teach when we get back, and what all that kind of stuff. But after a while, it's more of a spiritual thing, discernment You know, you got to open your eyes now because now you're seeing everything in the spirit. You know, it's making you shift. It's a shift, as Josh said. It's shifting everything.
It is.
It's shifting everything. We've been so busy with the parts, the rocks, the vibratos, the robes, the whatever. But what about the lives?
Come on.
Talk,
What about how
man.
we live? And we always say holiness is right, but is holiness really right?
Come
We know
on.
it's right, but are we trying? And we all mess up. We all mess up. But I believe God is starting this season, He's really holding us accountable for how we really live and how we really exemplify and display ourselves. So this pandemic has really, really, you know, everybody else asking so much. And then when it's time to eat, I don't want to eat. Praise God. I do want to eat some chicken though, but I ain't gonna lie.
I would like 2 pieces
share my
myself.
stomach.
I'm just saying.
But anyway, but it's really as far as the students, you know, the students. We had one Zoom and we just laughed and talked, you know. And we have a group meet. I'm strict about the group meetings. I don't want y'all group meet going off in class
I
because
don't
there's
want
77 people in group meet. But one day I just said, just talk, and everybody they've been waiting to whatever. Everybody just released themselves and just talk. It was just a fun time. So you know, it has its challenges. Now the thing is, are we going to come back in the fall?
Right. And we
If we're
waiting.
going to come back in the fall, how in the world 70 people going to sing in one room
Right.
and be safe?
Right.
And see,
So
that's
it has a lot of
and that's one of the
That
things
part.
that we've been really, a lot of people have been trying to analyze, and we've been reading news stories on. Kick it over to Joel Jones from Joel Jones and 3MC, the founder, director. Joel, let's talk about it, man.
I'm I mean, as the days go on, I get a little more depressed about the future.
Come on.
Talk, man.
Because there's a high level of uncertainty.
That's real, sir.
As
Keep
to
it real.
when we gonna all be able to get back together.
Keep it real.
And that is depressing.
Right.
It is.
That is depressing, especially when you think about all your foundation work and all the sleepless nights that you've been up trying to accomplish and gain this level of excellence.
Come on, man.
Everything it took for you to get here has now been put on pause.
Talk, man.
Right.
You know, it's just stagnant right now. And you know, it's a lot of uncertainty. You know, it's a lot of uncertainty. You don't know if you're gonna have to rebuild. You pray that your members are maintaining that level mentally and spiritually, but the truth of the matter is everybody's not.
Facts.
Everybody's not. So I mean, where I am, from my perspective, and I shared this scripture on Marcy's Sunday evening series about how while you're in the place of hiding, it comes from the book of Psalms, how when God has you in the place of hiding, he will encompass you with songs.
Right.
So what I've been trying to do is ask God, what do you want to hear? Like, what do you want to hear right now? We ain't got no congregation to sing to.
Come on.
Oh God.
So
What?
God, what do you want to hear right now?
My God.
Like, what do you want to hear? What is gonna make you raise your hand?
Come on. That's it right there.
Come on, man.
That's it right there.
Come on, Joe.
And then, you know, after that verse, after he says he's going to accomplish you with songs of deliverance, then it goes on to say, then he will lead you and teach you in the way that he wants you to go. So, I mean, I just been asking him, you know, what do you want to hear? And then after that, you know, where you want me to go, how you want me to deal with it. I mean, as far as 3MC goes, we've been doing Zoom meetings and stuff like that. You know, first Zoom was fun. It was kind of fun. My wife played a game, and we found items to show that we were in quarantine. And, you know, we all adults, so at the end of the call, everybody put up a little bottle of wine. You know, so it was fun. it was fun.
You know?
Just all in good fun. The church choir. I mean, everything's just so uncertain now. It's just so uncertain. Reverend Bowman made a good point, and also Josh. It is a moment of reflection. It is a moment where you come face to face with yourself, and I'm gonna save some of that other stuff till we get further down because I got my outline right here.
Come on, outline.
Yeah, because
I don't want to go.
We
I told y'all.
We getting ready to dive into. I'm ready.
I told y'all.
Chief
I told
Apostle.
y'all.
I'm ready, y'all.
The Chief Apostle. Come on.
I mean,
let's y'all. I'll tell you what.
Ernest started it, man.
Let's hear from Jose.
Else,
let's hear from Jose. We're gonna hear from Gerald, and y'all. We about to jump into a conversation, y'all. Again, do me one favor while we're on here. I need y'all to like it, share it, let them know that this conversation is here and it's being had tonight. I mean, it's gonna be something epic when these minstrels and I do say. Let me say, I take that back. Let me use this word correctly because a lot of people don't. When these Levites that are on this Zoom tonight, the real Levites, I'm talking about those who proceeded battle to win victory before victory even needed to be won. Like the real Levites, so y'all know what level we getting ready to go to with this. Come on, Dr. Jose. Dr. Jose, Reddit, let's talk, man.
Bless you. I agree with everybody. I just want to kind of piggyback off of what everybody said so far. Especially agreeing with Sister Jessica, with me being an educator and a music minister, it's been real, real rough being separated from the people that you love. But God has allowed me a moment to actually get closer to Him. What I mean by that is something that Josh said earlier. He's given us a moment to rest.
Yeah.
For too long, the Bible says that Jesus said, "Come unto me, all that are labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." We get to a point sometimes where we get caught up in our work, and God has blessed us with gifts, and we start looking at that, and I think we kind of take our eyes off of what He wants us to do, and that's to see Him.
Right.
I believe the season that was before this season, before the pandemic, before we were shut down, those of you that's Bible readers, I know you all read your Bible, I believe that God had to move us out of what I call the 6th day.
Wait.
6th day is the day of man. On the 6th day, He made man, and I believe that for so long, before the pandemic, we were doing it our own way. We had taken Him out of the equation, and what God has done is He's given us an extended Sabbath. On the 7th day, He rested. Now watch this. God don't sleep or slumber, but He did rest. While we were resting, I was sitting here last night and I was going through all my things for school, and I was looking at my computers. And I have a whole bunch of computers and a whole bunch of laptops, and so I started going through them and trying to get some things out of them, and I started trying to update them. A lot of my updates wouldn't go through because I had too many trashy files.
I hear you.
So what I had to do was I had to refresh. I had to delete some stuff.
Wait, come on,
so
Jose.
What God has done is God is He's resetting us.
Come on in here, Reddit.
Refreshing us. He's deleting some stuff.
Come on in here, Reddit.
We need to be updated. One of you said earlier that we need to come back different. In order to come back different, we've got to get rid of the old. We have to get rid of the 6th day mentality where we're doing it our own way, where we're doing it man's way, and God wants us to go back doing it His way. I just believe that, Joe, you said something. You said that the crowd is gone. I've been seeing some amazing things with each one of you guys ministering through song. A lot of us have been on the stage by ourselves.
Come on. Again.
I love my choir.
Yeah.
I love my group, and I know my choir loves me. I know my group loves me, and I love even ministering to people. But let's be truthful. A lot of times, the people that we minister in the crowd aren't with us sometimes. Yeah. Some people are, but they got some strange faces that's out there. I believe that God allowed us to get out of the way of the crowd because the crowd was becoming a crutch.
Come on. Wait. Hold up. Hold up, Jose. Wait. Who?
The crowd was becoming a crutch.
Come on, man.
I stand before the altar every Sunday now by myself, just me and the band. And there have been moments in the last 2 months that I've experienced God so much on that stage by myself that I was about to go crazy in the Lord by myself. Wow. No crowd behind me, no crowd in front of me, but I could see God.
That's it.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it.
And y'all know this, and I'm gonna move on and leave it alone because I feel like running in here. I ain't got no room.
Help yourself.
On December 31st, 2019, a whole bunch of people were talking about clear vision, but you can't see clear if something blocking your way. So what God is saying is, you want clear vision? I'm gonna move some stuff out the way.
Come on, man.
Now we're seeing clear because the crowd isn't there.
Yeah.
As much as we love the choir and the groups, they're not there. We're seeing God for ourselves, and He's able to minister to us. We've been ministering to everybody else, but nobody's been ministering to us.
Talk, man.
I told Johnny when we first got on, we were doing the test run. A lot of people don't realize our job is very important. We are the essential workers. We go before, we go in battle, and we go on the front line first.
Man. Yes, sir.
First before the pastor,
yes, sir.
And the thing about it is, God is giving us a moment to heal our wounds. You can't go on the battlefield, even if you get the victory, if you ain't got no scrapes or scars, you ain't been doing no fight.
Come on, Doc.
Yeah.
So what God is doing right now is He's got us in a point of rest where the wounds can heal, where we can revive and we can go back out again, but not just go back out again doing the same thing, but go back out better.
That's better. Man. I told y'all this conversation is getting ready to shift. Mikey, I know you getting your. I know you getting your due. I'm grateful that phase 1 happened to let you get your due done and did real good. But talk to us, man. Come on, man. Let's do it. Come on, man. Keep the conversation going, Mikey.
I'm gonna keep it going, man. But I'm gonna be short and sweet, man, because I'm loving the secrets that are being dropped in the room, Brian. But I'm gonna just piggyback off.
Turn him up.
Yeah, bring the phone closer.
Sing it to the mic.
Y'all can hear me now?
Don't turn your head too fast, though.
Watch it, preacher. We got you. We can hear you.
Wait. Trying to get it right, man.
Joe, I want you off this line now.
Look.
My God, y'all so crazy.
Y'all say y'all got to get rid of some stuff. He turned their head too quick.
He gonna get my due after a while.
Joe, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, like freshly cut. Well, while I tell y'all what, we gonna keep it moving around while he trying to pull himself together. Let me dive into something that I really, really want to get into. I know this outline, we got a good outline, and that's nice and that's cute. Now I'm about to dive into this. Listen, there's a rather noisy culture of people that are all talking about, I can't wait to get back to the church to shout. I can't wait to get back to the church to give God praise. I can't wait to get back to the church and I'm going to flip the pews over and I'm going to run around the church 1,000 times. Let's talk about it. Like, what are y'all thoughts on this whole I can't wait to give God praise situation? Talk to me, y'all. Y'all, this is free.
You don't have to. You don't got to wait till the battle is over.
Well, that's what I'm about to ask. Why is it that we can't wait? Why aren't we, while we're in this season, why aren't we praising Him now?
Come on.
Church.
Why are we waiting to exactly?
We are
the church. I'm going into empty church. Going in by myself.
Right.
Going in with just the camera people, the 3 singers, and musicians.
So many people are saying,
me and Joe.
So many people are saying, I can't wait to get back. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And God is saying, why aren't you doing that for me now?
Right now.
What is stopping you from lifting your hands down? What is stopping you? Wait a minute.
And that's why he's still at, and that's why.
What's stopping you from doing your dance right now? What is stopping you from going in right now? What is stopping? Why you gotta wait until we go back in July? Come on, somebody.
Put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game, coach.
You gonna tag? We could tag now.
Come on, Joel. What you got, Jessica? I'm coming straight to you. Come on, Joel.
All right. I have 2 questions. And maybe y'all can help me gain some clarity. Can y'all hear me clearly?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
All right. My first question about this noisy group that's going around is this.
Come on with it. I know where you're going.
What
I don't.
sense does it make to practice for something that's not promised?
Ooh, there it is. There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
And
Okay.
my next question is,
Woo!
let me get two more questions. My next question is, how can you pre-plan for a move of God?
You
Come on,
can't.
That's
come
it. You
on,
can't.
come on, man.
So
You
here's my
can't.
last one.
Come on.
Maybe the Reverend can help me with this one. Does God accept a pre-planned praise?
Ooh.
By the
Come on.
time you get back, seems like your praise will be stale.
Come on.
I don't want to God. I don't want to give God nothing stale. He might
Come
throw
on.
up.
Come on. Come on.
Get nauseous.
Yeah, he might get nauseous.
Yeah.
It might be sour. It might be. Oh, okay, a sour praise. That's what we
Jessica
giving
over there
God.
itching, y'all. But
Jessica,
Jessica
come on,
itching.
Jessica. Come on,
Jessica
Jessica.
got something
No,
to say.
because the truth of the matter is, if God has been faithful to me throughout this whole process,
Come
so I
on.
don't need beacon light. Cause y'all know that's my church. I don't need beacon light to make me go up. The truth of the matter is, I'm be real with y'all. Online church haven't really worked for me
Come
Right.
on.
Yeah.
personally. I'm glad I get to be in the sanctuary to see it live because I
There
can't
you
do it.
go.
I can't do it. The truth of the matter is, I get to them while I'm making cheesecakes.
Come on.
I get to them while I'm over here on my sofa. There's plenty of times where I'm just in my house and I think about where I could have been.
Come
I ain't got
on.
I'm not on nobody vent. I don't have no oxygen tank. You know, the truth of the matter is, and I'm not saying this to be make the whole conversation go down, but I didn't have anybody in my family to get sick.
Come on.
That's enough to knock this whole
Come
iPad
on.
down right
Come
now.
on.
Right.
God
Right.
has been good. And when the word of God is inside of you and you know who and what you're talking about, you
Mhm.
already know that there's no need. We don't have we don't have tomorrow. We don't know if tomorrow gonna make it. And if the
Right.
pandemic ain't taught you nothing else, clearly you should know that we
So
don't
I
know if
mean,
tomorrow gonna be here or
even
not. We don't need to praise on we praise on credit, not necessarily even on credit. We praise him simply in the moment because
Come
we're
on.
in the
That's it.
moment
Because.
we're in the moment. That's it. So the fact that, and I've been the one to say that, like, boy, I can't wait because there are people who don't have that honor like I do, or that privilege to be able to go into the church. And I know that when we get back, they're probably going to buy a new stage at the church. I know this. We already know that.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth of the matter is, it shouldn't that you just building it up for that day. You should be wearing out your sofa, wearing out
yeah.
your island,
Come
wearing out
on.
your bed. One of those, what they
Right.
Getting
call the
ready.
slats, one of the slats
I
Right.
in your
mean,
bed should be gone. Just
Getting
period.
ready.
So
Talk.
on
Every
a
time
deeper
you wake
level,
up and can breathe on your own.
yeah,
Come
on a
on.
Right.
Wake
deeper
up and can
level,
breathe on your own.
That's right.
what were you
And you can
expecting
taste.
before?
you so
Wow.
ready to sing when they got people that can't breathe.
Yeah.
Right. Come on.
You
And
know?
don't
Wow.
breathe on me.
Right.
Stay home until you are fully healed and God does his thing.
Say, right,
I'm dead.
No,
I'm dead.
no,
I'm
because
dead.
we look, and I mean, they today, just maybe yesterday or today, now the president is talking about, oh, we want all of the houses of worship back open. No, you want to kill us.
come
Right.
You
on.
want us
Come on.
destroyed
Come on. Say it.
because you know that this COVID-19 will take out this skin quicker than any other skin. But
Right.
we can worship the Lord in our cars, in our
Exactly.
houses, and the
Right.
Bible says as much as we do this.
Uh-huh.
As much as we do this,
Oh,
as
yeah.
much as we do this.
That's it.
Well,
And I need us to
one
use
of the
wisdom.
issues, one of
I'm
the
sorry, Marcy, I'm
issues.
sorry.
No, that's okay. One of the issues that a lot of people have, and the reason why they have to wait, is because they don't have a personal praise.
That's
They
Wow.
don't
right.
have a personal
Come on,
worship.
Marcy.
Come on. You better
And
talk.
when you don't have a personal praise or personal worship, you need a crowd in order to get your praise on,
Come
in
on.
order to
Come
get your
on.
worship
Come
on.
on. That's it.
But when you got a personal relationship with God, like Jessica say, baby, I can go in on my sofa. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
y'all know, for those of y'all that watch my live, y'all know
Yeah.
I go
We know.
in a
Just start throwing stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
I would go in, but in this, and while we're in this, Jose, while we're in this, this is the time we need to be building up our personal
That's right. That's right.
relationship, our
That's right.
personal
Right.
relationship with God.
Yeah.
Because when we got to wait until we get with people, and the Bible says, "Forsake not the assembling of ourselves together, like some do." But we're in this time now where we can't assemble
Right.
together. So while we're in this time when we can't assemble, then now it's the time to God. God, I need a right now praise. I don't need a July praise.
Come
I need
on.
a right now praise. And so we got to get that personal. Got to get that personal praise, that personal time with God.
Yeah.
Come on, Joe.
So,
Go ahead, Jose.
I just want to say this: a lot of people are posting in and saying that they can't wait to get back. But for some folks, that's a good thing because some people really have the pure hearts. But we have to be careful because we can disinfect the church physically, but we can get some spiritual infections back in when those folks come back in. And what we need to realize is, especially us that minister, when you minister hard, when you finish, you're vulnerable.
Wide open.
That's right.
So we don't want the wrong infection to come back in and affect us. And I'm not talking about COVID.
That's right.
Exactly. And see, and the thing is, like, let me.
Spirits attached.
Come on.
Come on,
Bowman. Talk, Bowman.
And trust me. Trust me. The word of God said he's going to and fro seeking whom he may devour. So while we're in this season right now, he's already I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. And we ain't covered.
The devil ain't self-isolating.
No.
That's right.
No.
Let me say this. If you poll everybody, every musician, every minstrel, every leader who has been laboring and toiling during this pandemic, I bet you any kind of money, they have been under some kind of spiritual attack.
You better talk about it.
Starting with Ernest Bowman Jr.
You better talk.
Because the devil is mad. So we have to recognize we can't fall into this depression. We can't fall into all this other mess because I'm talking to myself.
Right.
Everybody who has been, I promise you, everybody who has been laboring since this time in the gospel, the ministers, the musicians, whatever, has been under some kind of spiritual attack. But it comes time, you have to gird yourself up. You have to a lot of times we may have the ability to ingest and comprehend. You can tell us what the scripture said, but there comes a time when that stuff got to get on the inside.
Yeah, that's it.
We all want to. I want to go and have fun, but we got to get to a point.
Come on.
That we are pouring out to these people every Sunday. What are we pouring?
Come on.
If
That's
your
it right
spirit
there.
is bad, you got bad spirits, and your spirit nasty, and your spirit is with all that. That's what you're giving out.
Oh yeah.
Looking at these lives, hungry and hungry for the word of God. They need uplifted. If your spirit is bad and you live in any kind of way, that's what you're giving out through the airwaves.
Period.
And that's the thing. And like this is one of the things I don't understand. Everybody's really been on this panel. I got to get back together, and I'm tired of being in the house. And I understand that. Don't get me wrong. I'm a little bit different from everybody because I'm an extroverted introvert. I can fit well in social situations, but I personally like being by myself. Because I know I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to lie on me. I'm not going to do none of that to myself. But in the same token, if you look throughout the Bible, everything that was done in isolation brought on a greater revelation. I don't care what nobody says.
Come on,
no
that's
matter
good.
where it was.
Boy.
If I had to talk about it just for a minute, I just want to make sure I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to turn it back over to y'all. If I had to talk about it for a minute, it wasn't, David didn't get the greatest revelation until Saul got after him and he was out in the wilderness by himself. Well, Jonathan had to come and find him.
And go look for him
to let him know what was going on. I'm just saying, if you just ask me, it wasn't the greatest revelation on how to bring the children out of Israel until Moses was hid on the other side of the mountain in isolation.
Come on.
I'm just saying, and if you just want to get a little bit closer to what everybody else can say, it wasn't the greatest revelation of what was getting ready to happen until Jesus was praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. I'm just trying to say, and to him, like you have to understand what this. Y'all, I'm saying you got to really.
I need a horn button on my end,
bruh. I'm gonna be honest. It's been on me for a while. The thing is that everybody's complaining about trying to get back to what they used to do and what's so normal. I don't care about normalcy. Normalcy doesn't make you. If God said I'm peculiar, why would I want to be normal? I'm just saying. I'm just asking a question. Y'all take this from me because.
But how can you have that disposition? It's because you know the word of God. The word of God is on the inside of you. So when that word of God is inside of you, you don't have to worry about what none of that. All that stuff. We know that, as Martin said, it's a season. How long we gonna be in this season? We don't know.
That ain't none of our business.
They were there for 40 years. We don't know.
But
That
you
ain't
know
none of
what?
our
We don't know
business.
what it is.
But this
But
is what.
whatever it is, we got to be making sure that our ears are to his lips and that we're hearing whatever it is that he's saying. Period. Songs should be written right now. People
That's
should
it.
be like something should be coming out of this. There is no way that we should come out of this thing more toe up than we were before we went into it.
And
And
that's
you know, when you really think about it, when you really think about the structure of church, when you think about the Levites, when you think about ministers, when you think about David, when you think about, I mean, literally Old Testament,
Come on.
it wasn't the same song every Sunday.
Come on.
That's
We have
right.
got
A new
we have
song.
got so comfortable with the go-to songs on Sunday. We got so used to, oh child, we'll do every praise.
Come
and
on.
we'll do,
Talk,
we'll do,
Josh.
look, we'll do grateful. Are you writing something?
Come on.
Are you really inclining your ear to the master's mouth? In this moment, what will your pen say? When we come out of quarantine, what will your pen say? Because we have a Tasha, we have a Ricky, but we need a you. We need a you. We need a them. We need a us. We need a people that is going to create a president sound for the people now. We need something for the now. So in this moment, in praying, in fasting, in seeking God, we need to be seeking songs, because daily there were songs in the Bible days. There was a new song every day. Every time they went into the house, there was another song. There was another song. So that's really where our main focus should be. As you know, everybody's rushing to get back in, but we don't want to rush back into the same old.
Come on.
And that's what it comes down to, man. Like, you got to get like again, and it should be a fresh. If God gives you new mercies every day, it should be a new song every day. If you don't believe it,
period.
That's why they don't have chapters in the book of Psalms. It's called divisions. That's because as long as David had a pen and he went through his turmoil and situation, every time God turned over, he had another psalm to talk about. I will bless thee, oh Lord. Jose, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Two things, and that was a revelation. Each one of those psalms represent a testimony.
Yes.
Come on, talk about it.
Something you said earlier, you said isolation. We have to look at it like this. God is keeping some of us in because he's working on us.
Come on, talk about it.
The butterfly cannot be beautiful until a caterpillar goes through an ugly process.
Come on,
Jose!
Come on here. Come on here.
The caterpillar is not attractive anyway, but the process is even uglier. In order for that butterfly to be beautiful, that caterpillar has to go through a metamorphosis. It has to sit still for a while. And then when the time comes, when that season is over, it breaks forth and it's beautiful.
Come
Some
on.
of us break out too early, and when we get out, we're still gonna be a caterpillar.
Come on. And see, and that's one of the things about it. But I'm struggling real hard with what Josh just said. It should be a new song on your heart, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a line, and maybe this will help somebody out. I literally walked outside the other day, and the wind was blowing. And the only thing that I can look at the wind, and I'm looking at this tree and watching the wind blow through the trees. The only thing that I said to myself, God, as the wind blows through the trees, let your life breathe on me. I'm like, Jesus. And I like the rain clean out in traffic, because I realize that some people are locked in a hospital right now and have not felt the wind of God. They have not even been able to see sunshine. They haven't been able, like, I feel bad. I have people that have loved ones that were laying in beds that they could not get to their loved ones, and yet we're complaining. We still got our health, our strength, and the only thing that we mad about is that we can't go outside. Are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah, that leads me to my next question. So how do y'all feel about these people that have just gone back to their business as usual? There are some people that, I understand that they are doing these phase type situations, but there are some people that say, forget it, they're packing churches back out. There are some people that are deciding that they're going to sing anyway. There are people that are just jumping back into this situation as if everything just turned over and it began again. Tossed it up. Let's go.
Anybody
I
going?
think that's foolish.
I'm nervous to touch this.
First of all, we need to. I know we're faith based. We trust God. We believe God is the greatest power. We should never be defeated. But a lot of us are. I saw this in Elm Grove. A lot of us are date driven, but not data driven.
Come on, Doc.
We need to, we need. I see a lot of people having choirs, with just a choir, full choir, having virtual concerts or whatever. We need to be very use wisdom Use wisdom. I'm at this point in time, and I love a big choir. I'm only comfortable with just 3. I'm only comfortable with 3, and I'm gonna space those 3 out. Right now, let's use godly wisdom.
Let them out.
I'm sorry.
Yes, use godly wisdom. Everybody wants to have these, whatever. You in this cold space with this AC unit for how the filter hadn't been changed since before March, and you talking about we praising Lord. We just filming. All right, all right. Don't we shouldn't. I don't think we should be foolish. I think people are foolish. And then I saw a pastor with a notable bishop saying, we don't trust God. Yeah, we trust God. We trust God, but we should utilize wisdom. I want to get back. God knows I want to get back.
That's it.
But if I'm a leader and I get back and somebody under my watch falls sick, I would feel horrible.
That is it.
That's the thing right there. Going back, you got to take into consideration the people who you lead. Let's talk about the our community choirs. Joel has 3MC, Josh has his choir, Jose has his choir, Jessica has her choir, Mikey, Ernest, all of us have our different choirs. So I would say that we are the leaders of those choirs. So as the leaders, then we are the ones that have to say, okay, I'm not going to put my people in harm's way. It has absolutely nothing to do with my faith. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I trust God, because God knows I trust him in everything. So it has nothing to do with that. But I watched the webinar the other day, and Joel and Bowman are on this group that we have. I watched this webinar. It was almost 2 hours long. And it's not only the spiritual perspective, but we also have to think about the legal perspective.
That's right.
Because everything, when it comes to church, everything ain't all spiritual now. Come on, somebody.
Come on, talk now.
You got to think about the legal perspective, because if you bring all these people back together, and it only takes one, only takes one in a confined space, and you infect all of your, as Bowman just said, man, how horrible I would feel to have to face the family of somebody in my choir that got sick because I said we're going to have a choir rehearsal, or I said we're going to sing somewhere. It's not that important. I'm sorry. It's just not that important right now. It's not. We need to take the time to make sure. And this is what they said on the webinar. The churches probably should be the last organization to open up until there is a vaccine.
Facts.
And this is why. Because we in church, especially in the black church, we are close. Yeah. We close. We close. We sweat. We
shout, call out.
And listen, let me tell you something. Even when we do go back, and some of y'all want to shout, y'all just gonna be on y'all own. I'm just gonna tell you the truth, because I ain't about to catch nobody.
What you say, Josh?
And to piggyback on that, I have had choirs from 30 down to choirs to 7. You know what I'm saying? And the guidelines are the guidelines, and as Marcy said, I would feel devastated. I would maybe not even want to do this music anymore because of somebody's life I took.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
what?
I've been listening.
We took. Oh my God.
And I just recently, I just saw a live, a choir stand full.
That's scary.
I did too.
Y'all, that had me in a tangent. Because guess what? There's legal things about this thing now, y'all.
Legal. That's the piece that we're missing. Legal. There is legal. Look, let me tell you. And if you have any insurance at your church, insurance, let me tell you something. Your insurance people probably reaching out to you, giving you guidelines.
Yes. Let it know.
The CDC
Talk about
guidelines.
It. Come on, man.
We shouldn't even be sharing microphones.
At this point,
come on.
And some of y'all y'all should have been wearing masks before we asked about it because of the breath. So
Joshua,
I hope that I hope, I hope,
Joshua.
my hopes,
It's the truth.
my hopes
It's the
and
truth.
prayers are that
It's
when
so
we
true.
go back, there is a new mask where we can hear voice through the mask, and you
A
still be
voice
covered up.
mask.
No, Josh. The truth of the matter is, we weren't taking care of those microphones either. Nobody was
Oh,
cleaning
they
those
was.
mics.
Right.
Nobody was cleaning those mics. You take the mic head off those things and it be
Listen,
crusty
now I
and
gotta.
stay.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me
I
be
got a
real.
witness
Let
of
me
it
be
going
real.
on.
Now
I
every
don't call no
like
name.
at every church that I've ever served at, one of the biggest things that I love to do is get into the building, and like, I will go into the church before everybody gets there. And I love to do those kind of things in maintenance. I literally pulled a set of mics, took the head off the mics, and underneath the bottom of the mic, there was a fungus growing under the mic because they don't take care of them. I literally had to take it off and let it soak in water and Clorox in order to get that mic clean from
Gotta
built
soak
up,
it.
and it was disgusting, y'all. Like, and that's the thing about it. So, again,
Baptism.
let me throw this out here, and I want to get y'all
Wait, wait,
opinion
wait.
on
I'm
it.
sorry. Wait. Before you do that, Joel is sitting right there with a word from the Lord.
Come
Go
on,
ahead.
Joe.
Oh man, I'm
Joe, I need you to talk to me, man.
Because
Come
you
on.
had something to say.
Come on. It's on your
I
face.
just want to get a bottle of water
It's
from the green room.
Come on.
I'm glad you found water because they had no snacks
Yeah,
earlier.
I
And
went
no,
I
far
ain't
with it.
mean nothing.
They about
No
to just put them
gum, no
back there.
mints, no nothing.
you know,
It's rough.
come on, Joe. It's been on your face, man. Come on, talk to us, Joe.
I mean, I agree with everything y'all been saying. So just to reiterate, I mean, we just got to use wisdom. We just got to use wisdom, and it makes no sense. I would feel horrible if I know the people in my choir that got pre-existing conditions,
Right. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
and mentally.
Almost.
Lord Jesus.
Every
All of
group
them.
got them.
You
Every
hear?
group got them. Every
And
group.
spiritually.
Period.
Joe.
Oh, my.
Joe.
So I
Lose your hold.
so I don't I wouldn't put their lives in danger like that. So
No.
as much as it breaks my heart, because I mean, listen, 3MC, we were set to release.
Right.
We were set to release this year, and as much as it breaks my heart to try to even go another route and try to do something else, like I don't want to do that, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
In God's timing.
Yeah, in God's time, yeah.
Come rain or shine. He
Come rain or shine. What you say,
Don't
Jesse?
start it. Don't start it.
Don't you start.
He's
Watch
never
yourself
too
over
late.
there. Ever. If you just trust him and learn how to
And learn how to
Woo!
wait.
In God's own time.
My God.
Listen.
My
I
God.
Always right there.
Hey!
Watch yourself, Joe. Listen, I want to get y'all opinion on this, and I'll ask that question because this is more so serious than a lot of people give it credit for. So, Fox 17 in Nashville put out a story, and I'm looking at this now. There was a choir with 122 members in this choir that had a 2.5 hour practice on March 3rd. And on March 10th, let's talk about it. Like, I really want to put this out there to say y'all like this. And then one person at the March 10th practice reported cold-like symptoms, right? All right. Now that individual he attended the March 3rd rehearsal, but didn't start having symptoms until March 7th, and it came out to be at the end of all this, it was 51 members from the March 3rd practice became ill, 52 members from the March 10th practice became in all it was 32 cases of COVID-19 with 20 probable causes, and actually 3 people were hospitalized and 2 people died. So again, I asked the question, and I was real adamant about it because a lot of people are really, really taking this whole release thing and this COVID thing for a joke. Like, they really think that, you know what I'm saying? And again, I have to piggyback on what a couple of y'all have said. I understand we have faith. Marcia said it best. We have faith. I trust and believe I have faith. Because before the COVID, once they started talking about COVID, I took the same stance that Pastor Mike McClure in Alabama took. That said, if I don't get it, God protect me. If I get it and overcome it, He kept me. And even if I get it and leave here, I'm going to be with Him. But in the same token, I made sure that I was as cautious as I possibly could have been. You know what I'm saying? And coming in contact with people on a daily basis. I work in a building, and I'm gonna give them shout out. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana got the word and sent everybody home. I gotta be grateful for them. I got to, because they had people coming in. Oh, it's just allergies. Allergies, nothing. Somebody sneezed on the floor, and I had a conniption. I sprayed the whole floor with Lysol. Do you understand me?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Soaking wet. I'm talking about every paper on their desk was stuck to the desk. I sprayed them with it because, again, it's not that you don't have faith, but I have common sense.
Yes, yes, but it's not so
It's
common.
not a common thing.
No,
It's not a
not
common.
common.
Not as common as you think.
No, it's not.
Common
And so,
sense is not as common.
let me say, as far as my group, most of you know that my daughter tested positive.
Yeah.
We only have maybe 12, maybe, people. And out of those 12, my daughter and 3 other members of my choir tested positive. For COVID-19. I didn't test positive, but I do believe that I had it. And so all throughout that time, just hearing from them, all of us took sick about the same time, the same week. All of us took sick. And that whole time, I was wondering, God, is it something that I did? Me taking them somewhere. And I really felt guilty, because I was thinking, should I have made another decision? Because actually, that Saturday, we sung in New Orleans. That Saturday.
Because Sunday she sung with me, remember?
Right. And then that Tuesday, 4 of us are sick. I mean, sick. So when you think about that, then you start thinking, well, Lord, as a leader, as a kingdom person, as a Christian person, and I know how it felt. I thought I was about to check out of here. I'm just going to be honest with you. I really thought I was about to check out of here. That's just how sick I was. So knowing that, why in the world would I want to put anybody else in my group in harm's way? Or if I was to go around Joel, or if I was to go around Jessica or Josh or Jose, why would I want to put anybody in harm's way, knowing that, man, thank God it didn't kill none of us, but it could have.
Very much so. Right.
It could have.
Right.
It could have. And that's the thing that people need to understand. They don't take it serious enough to know that this thing could take you out of here. I don't care how long grandmama and mama and daddy and them been praying. This thing can take you out of here. And so you need to be more serious about it, especially when it comes to singing.
Yeah.
Because we use so much droplets. We got spit going everywhere. My computer screen probably lit up right now.
And also what I found out is, although we stand 6 feet apart, when we open our mouth and project, we sing 20 feet.
Right.
Exactly.
Praying 20 feet more.
Yeah.
And what was the time that it stays in the air? It was like what? 5 to 8 minutes or something like that.
5 to 8 minutes. Do you know how many times you open your mouth inhaling and exhaling in 5 to 8 minutes? Unconsciously. And not to mention,
That's right.
If anybody did their research on the whole COVID-19 thing, one of the things that they were telling you is to make sure that you try to keep your nasal cavities warm, because that's the most susceptible place for it to get. The coolest spot on your body is within that nasal cavity. Right. Yeah. And so as you're breathing in, you might not even open your mouth and you accidentally catch it. Just by not, trying to over spiritualize things, which was a question that we had on there. There's some people that's just being real deep about it and doing what they want to. Let me talk about Pastor Spell, and I'm gonna say it. I'm very good friends with his brother Tim Spell. You know what I'm saying? And when he was made the news and everybody, I had a lot of ministerial friends of mine that said, now that's how you take up for the kingdom. And it was like a war, a battle going back and forth, because people didn't know what to do and how to respond to it. Inevitably, he had members of his church that not only contracted it, but actually died from it. And the legal sense that he thought that was going to be on the other side of him, he actually got, they had some legalities that he had to face because of it. So again, like with those who are over spiritualizing it with the whole faith thing, like what would you even say to people that are having that type of dialogue with people around? Like what would you even say to these people?
Everybody quiet.
That's exactly what y'all gonna say.
I was waiting on Joel. I'm looking at Joel on the screen.
I just would say, we don't serve an ignorant God.
Right.
Facts.
And God will not lead you into harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
God won't do that.
And now I can say this. If we go scripture, if we go to Exodus, before the children of Israel left Egypt, the death angel passed over.
Yeah.
They had to put blood on the doorpost. Now watch this. Even though the death angel was coming to kill the firstborn of the Egyptians, the Hebrews still had to stay inside too.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't hear about no Hebrews outside going to church, barbecue, and doing anything. They had to stay in and they had to stay covered. So I believe that's common sense because the death angel death has no name on it. Death has no name, no age, anything. So if you're outside and you uncovered, then I just believe that we have to use common sense and everybody have their own opinion. But I just believe that my mom used to always tell me before she died, boy, don't be no fool.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I never got that. Don't be no fool. I mean,
one thing you said something, and not to go back. I want to say
keep it going
about age. The younger people need to realize it's another thing coming out that's attacking young people that's COVID related. That's causing young people to have heart conditions.
Sure.
So young folks think because you're not in the age bracket or you whatever. It's a young lady it's not some kind of immune, but it's COVID related. It's attacking children and teenagers. So and a lot of my bulk of my choir is 18, but probably 18 and 28, between 18 and 23 at the maybe the oldest. But most of them are 18 and 19.
Those are babies, yeah.
So you to be very careful. Be very careful. Watch. Say watch, fight, and pray.
Mm-hmm.
Do it in your house.
Mm-hmm.
In your house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get down on a t-shirt. Do it in your house.
In your house.
Put it in your house.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that is happening with this COVID-19 is that, and I've seen this. I've even seen a pastor post this. We are so afraid of COVID-19, but the flu has done this and the flu has done that. And a friend of mine told me that her doctor told her that the difference between the flu and COVID-19 is that COVID-19 attacks your internal organs.
Mm-hmm.
It attacks your heart. It attacks your liver. It attacks your lungs. And a lot of times when you're having these underlying conditions, it can't fight it off.
That's right.
When it attacks those things. So that's the difference between the flu and COVID-19. Now, in regards to what you said about the churches that are still having church, there is such a battle that's going on. People that are being critical about the ones that are having church, and people that are being critical about those of us that are not having church.
That's right.
And the bad thing about it is that I believe this in my heart, that we all love the Lord. We all love the Lord.
Facts.
But again, let me go back to just because my church is not meeting on the corner of 119 and South and Boulevard, 119 North Boulevard, just because we are not meeting there, that's just the building.
Right.
See?
That's just the building where we go to assemble. But as far as the church, which should be on the inside of us, the church is still open. The church is still open. The building, you go by the building Sunday morning at 8:00, you ain't gonna see nobody there. You ain't gonna see nobody there. But as far as the church, we are still open. But my pastor chose not to put our church family in any harm because we got a lot of elderly people.
That's right.
We got people with underlying conditions.
Right.
So again, Joel, you said that, and I think Bowman said it too. You got to use wisdom in this season. Does it mean we ain't saved? No, that doesn't mean we ain't saved. We just ain't going to the building. But we still got the church down on it. We still praising God. We just not in the building praising God.
And that's what it
So
comes down
you
to.
know, hey, what do you do? And that's the bad thing. That's where the enemy has tricked us up at, because now the church is fighting.
That's it.
The church is fighting
That's right.
because some of us are not having church and some of us are having church.
And
Another battle.
and my
Another battle.
and my biggest
Another battle.
concern is, and let's just be real. Let like again, I think that again, so many people are being super spiritual in this particular conversation.
That's right.
And let me hit it just like this, and I'm gonna leave it alone because I'm y'all say I'm messy. Y'all say I'm messy for this one. I know people that won't come to church when they toe hurt, when they got a run in their stocking, when they have a headache. You would lie and say I couldn't find my keys. Them kids made me late. You have every excuse other than COVID-19, which is a deadly sickness, disease, pandemic, and you still want to run to the church now just to show somebody that you are better than, I'm that Christian, that person now. And you let a headache, you let your kids make you late, won't even show up at the church. Well, them children wouldn't get up, and so I just didn't. Are you serious? What you say, Jessica?
But I think that's part of it. It's amazing to hear so many people saying, oh, I miss rehearsal, or I miss church. I want you to keep that same energy.
Yeah, when it's over.
When we back in full, because the truth of the matter is, I think my generation is probably the last of the real rehearsals, the one.
Come
when we
on.
were looking at our watch all night, the ones where we had to sit there in rehearsal until it was finished, whether it was school night or not. We're gonna do it till we get it right, and it is what it is. But now, people looking at their watches when an hour and a half passed by.
Come on.
Ready to go, and the song still don't sound good.
And they were 15 minutes late.
We ready to go, and we ready to do things. Now I'm just talking about music ministry in particular.
That's right.
The truth of the matter is, we the same energy you have right now about being so desperate to get back when all this, whatever happens next, keep that same energy,
please.
Because the truth of the matter is, like we were talking about Ernest, like we don't know what next school year, and Jose, we don't know what next school year looks like.
Yeah, that's right.
And my job not gonna pay me to babysit.
Right.
They're gonna want to see some type of product, whatever it is, some type of something. So I'm gonna have to sit here on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to sit here on Zoom with 3 parts and try to figure this thing out, because you got to do what you got to do. So my whole thing is, you ready to jump back in? Be ready to jump back in for whatever that looks like. Now, I told y'all the truth. I'm sitting here taking all this in, and it's like boom, 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 boom. Because, we still planning on doing this thing for our 5-year. Now, the great thing about where we are, church is huge. Thank God, but still, I'm very cautious. Everybody got mics. We sanitize. We gonna spray the Satan out of everybody. Okay, whatever. I'm serious though. But the truth of the matter is, it's nerve wracking, because I'm just grateful I have, 12 versus a choir stand. And I'm not saying that to shade. Lord knows I'm not. But my heart was beating so fast when I saw a video recently of a choir, and I was just praying like, God, keep them, protect them, whatever. I know they give you glory, but Lord, please protect. And it's just, we have to have that same energy, whatever it is. I don't want to hear it, because as Joel and them say so beautifully, I want my life to be pleasing, period. But at the same time, I've made a vow that no matter what's going on, I'm going to give him praise. So that means if I got to be in my house, if I got to be wherever I'm going to be, I'm going to still do what I've been called to do, because he requires us to set the standard.
And that's
we are the standard.
That's right.
And if we slip in any way, if we falter in our decision making, if we falter in our walk, all of that stuff affects the people that we lead.
And to piggyback on Jessica, and I'm just playing the opposite role, and maybe my directors and leaders can, back me up on this, and hear me what I say is for all of us. Well, where y'all was at when there wasn't a pandemic? Y'all wasn't rushing to the musical. Y'all wasn't rushing to the musical to pack out musicals. You know what I'm saying? So why now, since it's not as accessible as it was, do you want to run into the church with all these guidelines now?
Can I answer you, Josh?
Oh, wait. I'm about to let you answer because guess
Okay.
what? Quite honestly, Joe, I'm seeing like James Hall and all these other people. They're packing out Facebook and Instagram more than we even packing out churches. You
Come
know,
on.
we're reaching the magnitude of people. We're reaching so many people now through what people has said that this is demonized, the internet, and we're using it for what it needs to be used for.
That's right.
And now you're seeing 5,000 and 6,000 people on your live, and you can't get 500 people to a musical, And I take it away, Joe.
Well, this is kind of my prayer for when we go back. And the reason why people are so anxious to get back, I don't think is really for the right reason.
Come on, that's it.
I don't think it's for the right reason. I think we want to practice spirituality.
There it is.
So you about to say something.
Practice.
Because I mean, listen,
pretending.
The word says if you're going to worship Him, you have to worship Him in spirit
and truth.
And in truth.
Yes,
we practice the spirit, but we don't practice the truth.
Come on.
And right before that scripture, he says he's seeking true
worshipers.
That's what he's
true
looking
worshipers. You can't worship Him and lie at the same time.
Come on.
Joe.
And that's because you're not living in your truth.
You're not living in your truth.
Joe.
And listen, if living in your truth doesn't line up with His truth, you're still out of order.
You got COVID-19.
You're still out of order.
You got the Holy Ghost Rona. Jesus.
That's my desire.
Holy Rona.
We got the praise dance. We got the bumps. We got the lifting of the hands. We got the war cries.
Right.
We got all the spirituality stuff down.
Wow.
We need to operate in truth.
That's right.
If we're really gonna make a change in these services, we need to operate in truth. Our people need to operate in truth. And the only way our followers can operate in truth is they have to see us operating in truth.
That's the truth.
So that's why I'm in such a free place since I'm operating in truth, in God's truth. My hands are clean, my heart is pure. So I know that whatever I offer up is being accepted.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about that. And my prayer is that for everybody under me and everybody connected with me experience that same peace, that same freedom.
And you know what? And I just want to say this. I believe that in this time, with what you just said, Joe, God is separating those that have considered church a gig from those that know His ministry.
Yeah.
Wheat from the tail.
It's not a gig anymore.
Jose, I mean, listen, the last time God cleansed the temple, it was a gig.
It was a gig. He whooped them. Yeah,
it was selling.
It was a gig.
They were gambling. Could this really be another cleansing of the temple?
It's a purging. It's a purge. He just didn't use the whip this time.
I'm just saying. Now watch this. Now I'm saying this, and I'm gonna make it real plain. If you pay attention to it, the entity that is known as the church has now been broken down to its rawest form, to where it's at a minimal level of theatrics and music. In majority word now. So even every pastor that has run to the live video.
It's John the Baptist Church.
He has absolutely no praise team, no musicians, no choirs. All John the Baptist.
It's a word being given in the wilderness.
That's it.
That's it.
And
that's good.
Crying in the wilderness.
That's it.
I ain't gonna lie, and I have to do this. And again, I'm not scared of nobody when it come down to it. This pandemic has really separated those who call themselves ministers and who call themselves to preach versus the ones who got called to preach.
Baby.
Now let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta jump into this. I have to say it because I know Minister Marcel on here. All y'all ministers of the gospel when it comes down to this. I've seen some people that have not been able to function without that church congregation because you need mess, drama, and foolishness to preach. When it's all you supposed to be preaching is the word.
It's the cliche sermon.
So now you know, I literally, I can't lie, y'all. I'm not gonna call names, but I watched the live the other day, and I had to sit still and watch it because it was tripping. I laughed more than anything, and I hate to say it like that, but I did because literally it was one colloquialism after another. God is good and all the time God is good, and I wouldn't serve a God. And he literally for 12 minutes straight came up with every church cliche you could possibly say and never even opened his Bible and was at a hoop already, y'all.
Cause y'all know the word.
Right.
You know, I
Right.
say this, and I don't. Y'all know I don't care. Okay, let me just say that.
Yeah, Lord. Yeah, Lord.
But I would like to say too, and not, I'm sorry, not to say that as for that, but what I would like to say is, for our pastors, preachers, leaders, you have to find something else to say now than touch your neighbor and hug your neighbor.
Come
Because
on.
when we go back into the building, ain't no more high fiving, ain't no more touching.
I ain't touching nobody.
And I even start to see now our older preachers that now have to be, succumb to internet, and I see them in their house. It tickles me so they have to go and and because now we've said this as leaders all the time. How many times have we said this? Elder Marcy and Joel and Jessica, we say, come on, you don't have an organ at your house, you don't have a drum set at your house. Right now, open it. So right now, you got to do what we've been saying that you need to do. There's no organ at your house. There's no piano. There's no choir. There's no cheerleading section. Now you have to study your word. You can't depend. Listen, you're about to mess something up.
Come on, Josh. Come with it, man.
Listen, you can't depend on your choir to pull a song before you got to preach now. You can't look at the praise and worship leader and say,
Nah.
You better get it for yourself.
Look, praise and worship leader. Look, keep going.
Keep it going so I had to preach.
No, you got to do the work, man. Woman, you got to do the work now, because all the choirs are at home, all the praise teams are at home, and if praise and worshipers that I know now are in their word and they can read you, and they read you not giving them a solidified word, a sound word, then you're gonna be sitting in that church with no amens, because ain't no praise team that's heavily girded in the word is gonna listen to what you got going on. So you got to really get yourself together as it relates to what you need to say, what is God saying to the people, and what we need to hear.
That's right.
Well, actually, internet church or virtual church is about to do a lot of separating in the church, because a lot of people that have been in their various churches for 15 years, 20 years, I've been going to the same church. Now they're being exposed to other ways. And now they're saying, but wait, was that's a little different than the way that we've been doing it. And so many people are stuck on tradition. Nothing is wrong with tradition. I came out of tradition.
Me too.
But you've got to make sure that you're reaching everybody.
Everybody.
That's it.
Everybody.
That's it.
That's it.
You have the younger people. And so now, my show Sunday is a millennial show. Now people are so focused on the millennials that we have forgotten about the seasoned folk. You still got to do a hymn. Come on.
Bingo.
You still got to do a hymn. You can't cut that. You cannot cut that out. So what's going to happen? People are being exposed to so many other churches. Man, I go to so many churches on Sunday.
Come on.
It's unreal. I mean, I start off at
halfway across the world.
I go, yes. We go, me and Atlanta, we be texting each other. Where we going now? We go from church to church. And I promise you, every church that we go to, there's something different.
Yes.
And they're preaching the word of God, but it's something different. So in your particular churches that you're in now, if you guys are still not giving electronically, a lot of churches are struggling because they didn't start giving electronically.
Talk about it, Marcy. Because I'm a jump. Because I'm gonna jump on this, don't you? I'm a tech guy. I'm about to jump on it, don't you?
You ain't giving electronically. Now you want everybody to come by the church and drop it off. Come on now, what? You better get you a Givelify or something, Cash App or something.
And see,
you got to change with it, because that's the church. The church may not ever go back.
That's true.
It may not, Jose. It may not ever go back. So what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna shut up. As far as I said this about a month ago. The church was not prepared for the season that we're in.
Was not. We were not. We were not.
Not at all.
We were
Not the average church.
Not that.
We were not prepared for where we are now. Bottom line.
And one of the things that Jose said, I'm gonna allude to something that you said earlier about those computers that you have around. Y'all know I'm a tech guy, and I'm gonna be speaking for myself. I've been talking to pastors and churches across the states, period, hands down, and everybody needs a tutorial now. Everybody, this is stuff that we were trying to introduce 5, 6, 7, some even up to 10 years ago when they first started giving electronically and this kind of stuff, and they was like, "Well, we don't want to do this, and the people ain't gonna." And that's not. And again, it doesn't matter how everything in this world charges, but you got to remember, you're living in a generation where everything is quick pay. We in the PayPal generation. We in the Apple Pay generation. We are in the Cash App generation. And you mean to tell me now you waited until people don't have the option to give and you don't have a method to even show them how to give to try to find a way for them to give? You just not waiting on this? And just going for even something else. We weren't talking about investing in the church. We wasn't talking about all you was talking about things like the building fund, but you wasn't giving your people financial well-being, overall stewardship.
Right.
That was
Let's
something
not
that was
talk about the building fund. They ain't put a doorknob on the church in 14 years.
And you have to say these kind of things now because again,
we gotta have a building fund now.
You know,
with the thermometer on the wall.
That
Order Baptist thermometer. Order Baptist thermometer.
That's the thermometer been in the same spot a long time.
Bring the Liberty down.
That red marker done turned pink.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
And that's the thing about it. Like, and I've always said this. As long as I've been a preacher, I've always said this because it was real hard for me even coming up with some of the older preachers that wouldn't accept the new way. And one of the things that I always said is, one of the things that Jesus told his disciples is, greater things shall you be able to do. So when it took Jesus days to get where he was going, we can get a word across the word in milliseconds.
Right. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. But people are so stuck into their root, and it ain't the word tradition, it's I call it religion. They're stuck in a religious state and just being religious, not even just so much as the tradition, because the tradition, if we want to talk about that, the tradition was based on making sure everybody ate. The tradition was based on making sure everybody in the church was taken care of. If somebody passed in the church, they made sure that they had food in the house for that person. Like, we talking about tradition. We're not just talking about what you know from Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John preaching the four gospels always. Missionary Baptist Church. Now, let me ask, because I can really get, that's a soft spot for me, because you say Missionary Baptist Church, but you haven't done nothing.
Nothing in the
Stationary.
Stationary, Bowman said.
Stationary Baptist Church. Come on, Dr. Bowman. Dr. Bowman, talk about it, man. The Stationary Baptist Church.
Tradition is nothing but frozen success. And the problem is, we keep on doing that. It worked back then, and because it worked that way, we keep it right there. That's how we're gonna keep it. And that's the problem. Like you just said, the way you did it before the pandemic, you have been doing it for so long because it worked then. But now what happens? I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know what's a turn off for me? If I go on a church's live and the camera look like it's from a flip phone and somebody, I'm serious. Because the truth of the matter is, you need to be willing to invest in your people getting the word in an effective way. And you recording somebody holding up the mic to the phone, that's horrible. And it's true. It's time for us to come out of the tradition of what's been. And I get it. You may not want to bring your 3 praise team members in. I get it. I feel that. But if you're going to play music in the church, you need to learn how to make that sound come through the video.
Come on. Somebody look at your neighbor and say, our rig works. I'm just saying.
I'm being honest. And all of this stuff is important. That's why I'm so grateful for the media team, and not only my church, but the media teams of all of these churches that have been really putting out there. We talk about frontline workers. That's the front line.
There it is. Talk about
essential.
And it's true. It's true, because somebody talked about that. The picture that made me laugh. They put the picture of the Titanic, and they said the church music and media team was the musicians playing as the ship went down.
Uh,
That's
the
exactly
last
what's
standing.
happening.
Last standing. The
So
last standing.
we gotta let go of that frozen success and find what the new thing is.
Y'all, I don't want to. Y'all, we've been on it for a minute. I want to again thank everybody for being on this panel tonight. I do want to solicit the prayers
Blessing.
for the Grimion family, for Brother Arthur Grimion. He
Yeah.
was
Amen.
set to be on the
Amen.
panel tonight, but they did have death in the family, so we're going to keep him lifted up in
Praying
prayer,
for me.
Yeah.
big time. Because again, this is a very, very sensitive time for everybody, and
Right.
not being able to even get to your people in that magnitude is enough
Hmm.
stress on you already. Not being able to get to your members are already a stress, but then to have
Right.
death swing into the house at the same time, it could be overwhelming,
Right.
in
Hmm.
regard.
And you know what I thought about too. This is I don't make I be
Talk,
having little
Josh.
I have baby revelations, but it seems like
Regularize.
love has now is now interpreted of me staying away.
That's it. Told
For me,
somebody today.
for me to love you now, for me to
That's it.
display love, I have to be distant from
Yeah.
you.
That's
Right.
it.
I can't I can't physically give you my affection. I have to literally say what I mean and literally mean what I say.
Talk,
That's
Josh.
good.
That's the part though. That's the part,
Because
Josh.
y'all, this is hard. Like, if I come to Marcy, I'm gonna run up on Marcy and give her a drive-by hug, and now I gotta go, oh, hey, it's so now if we ever get back, when I see you all, guess what we gotta do? Oh, hey, we gotta do this Baptist finger.
I ain't making no promises on that, dog.
Me
Me
neither.
either.
Me
I
neither.
promise you, I'm not. And again, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, because truth of the matter is, that church hug versus somebody that legitimately has your best interest at heart.
Right.
Yes.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like, and again, I can say it for everybody that's on here. When I greet everybody on here, it's authentic, because I have a level of respect.
Love.
And I've met y'all in various situations, whether it's in the church, whether we kicking it at the house. Yeah, what you got, Joe? I saw the hand.
I think before you wrap it up, man, I know we were talking about the pastors that aren't doing the aren't preaching a relevant word in this season, but I think it's only right that we give a shout out to the pastors that are.
Amen.
That are putting in the work, that are hearing from God, that are preaching to an empty church like it's packed.
Every
Yes.
Sunday.
Hmm.
Every
Yes.
Sunday.
I think they deserve a huge shout out, because just as hard as it is for us, listen, they're responsible for our souls, so it's even that much harder for them.
Yes.
Right.
Shout out to all the preachers that's hearing from God, all the pastors that's still doing their work, that's still being true to the call. Much love to y'all. Man of God, woman of God, we love you, we appreciate you, and just know that
Amen.
we're in there with you. We working with you.
Right there.
Joe, and shout out Joe, and shout out to those pastors who still have their musicians and their music staff on.
Amen.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
That's another big shout out right there.
And I ain't trying to go into that, but thank you.
Thank you, because that's not the case for everybody.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to, and we thank you to those leaders.
Yes, thank you.
And even making ways, like even doing these live streams. I see pastors now, in order to get finances to their musicians and lead service, they do these live services so that there's something working. So pastors, leaders, thank y'all so much, because some of this is our livelihood for most people, So thank you all.
Mikey, I'm so glad. We done watched Mikey get his whole head done.
Mike, you want to give a shout out to your barber?
Come on, man. Give a shout out to your whole style.
Mikey so out of order. Oh my Lord.
Listen,
Mister.
I was scheduled for an early haircut, and it ended up getting pushed back because they had people that popped up trying to get their haircut for Memorial Day so they can go out there and get them cooties.
Memorial Day.
Come on, talk, Mikey. You've been listening to all of this. You've been patiently waiting. I done seen you point at the camera a couple of times. Come on, open your mouth and come on, talk about it real quick. I need to hear your voice on there.
I've actually had a peaceful Baptist fit in my barber chair, so I thank God for each minstrel that's on here. But I'm gonna just piggyback off y'all, man, and I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone, man. I just pray that when we come out of this, God gave me a revelation like this, man. He's removed the flesh, and if we think of flesh, we think of meat. And when I think of meat, I think about how meat is processed. And when you kill a calf or something, you have to first clean it. And it has to go through a process. And it has to be clean before it's presented to the people. Now check this out. If you present dirty meat to the people, it's gonna what? It's gonna stink.
Right. That's number one.
There you go.
Not only would it stink, but when you try to cook it, guess what? It ain't gonna taste good.
Come on.
That's true.
What you say,
I
man?
just
Still got wild. You ain't got the wild out of it yet.
It's clean. I pray that we come out with clean hands and pure hearts. I love what Joel said, man. Look, I just want to be pleasing. Even in the season, bro, we have to understand that God has pulled us away so that He'd be able to pull us closer.
Come on. What you say? Come on, Mikey. Let it flow, man. Let that flow.
I just thank God for y'all. I love y'all.
Love you too, fresh, man.
Love you too, man.
He fresh.
You're so fresh with your line.
So fresh and so clean.
Go ahead on, man of God.
And I hope they sanitize that chair before you go back in that house with them babies.
That lady had gloves on.
Look! I
sanitize that
washing my
chair
hands before I messed around and came on this video.
Sanitize the chair that you were sitting in.
Sanitize the chair, Mike, please.
The barber chair.
The barber chair.
He gone.
Well, that's her job. That's what I pay her for.
Please.
I hope you sanitize the chair.
Look, Dinah got a point there.
Love, if you're watching, I hope you sanitize the chair because Marcia gonna get with you.
Listen, baby.
I thank God for my barber. She's very clean.
I'm finna get my New Orleans talk on because y'all know I
You
love to
gonna
talk
get
like
in
New
the green
Orleans.
room.
You know I like to talk like New Orleans. Listen, baby. The CDC says you got to sanitize them barber chairs, baby.
Look, I should have showed my barber COVID-19 certificate. She has been passed by the state of Louisiana.
Don't blame it on my state.
Thank you, Lord.
What I need you to understand is that Marcy don't care about none of that.
I know she don't.
So I need you to, because you're going to get it in the green room.
Let me text her right now and let her know that I need you to spray that stuff right quick.
Because you can print out you a certificate. I need you to know that.
Come on.
I need you to know that. You can print out a certificate. I don't need y'all to be playing with this stuff.
Come on,
you should have seen. Look, he calling you Daniel. You should have seen some Marcia on that chair where she sprayed it down before you sat down.
Listen,
and I did.
Let me be honest with y'all. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I have a bias against barbers right now. Number one, because I do my own. I clean my own self up. But then I have a brother that has a business, and they were trying to hold them. They trying to hold their businesses houses. Shout out to all those who get ink and that kind of thing and tattoos and whatnot. They trying to hold them closed, and they are more sanitary than both the hair salons and nail salons. They got Maticide in there that can literally kill everything that look like a disease. And and so everybody's not gonna do right. I'm gonna be honest with you because people still posting pictures with dirty mirrors and the mattress on the floor. I'm just saying. So I know you're not gonna wash you're not washing your hands when you come around me. I know you're not.
It is time. It is time.
All right. Well, bless the Lord. We thank
the Lord. Y'all need to make sure when y'all go back to church, y'all need to make sure
when
you go back to church that there is a cleaning crew.
Amen.
Sanitizing.
Amen.
Even because my pastor was like, even when somebody go in the bathroom, you need somebody to sanitize. Now I'm not gonna be on that crew.
And check them F filters.
I'm not gonna be on that committee.
Check them F filters.
I'm gonna sing all day long, but I ain't on the sanitation committee. I am telling you now. I want my own mic.
My mic. I take my mic off the mic saying every Sunday and take it with me.
I got a color strip on my mic. My mic green.
Ain't nobody using my You come there talking hey, Doc,
I'm gonna show it to y'all Sunday. Y'all seen about that green mic?
It's okay. It's you don't know what people doing when you're not around though.
Oh no!
Amen.
For
This is
real.
true.
Man, I've been
Oh Lord!
sanitized. Do it again.
Right?
This
Yes.
this is true.
Look
We carry the stuff with us in our bags when we come. The big old bottles of Lysol and Clorox.
Hey,
Us
you
too.
should.
Bring
Us
your
too.
own stuff.
If I was to just
Wow.
leave the mics on, this is literally what you would hear every Sunday. Shh, shh. I'm not
Man.
playing. I'm not, y'all. I'm serious. This is real serious. Even though, like again, I'm glad that we can fellowship on this. For those of you who are still watching, y'all, do me one favor. Again, I want y'all to make sure y'all share this conversation across your social media pages. And right now, for those who are still on, I want you to take a minute to shout out your church and your pastor. Let them know that you appreciate them. I want y'all to do that for me. Everybody that's still on, start shouting out your church, your pastor. If they've been doing awesome live streaming, making sure you getting the word, making sure that you are being fed, even while you're at your home. Shout your pastor out, and we're gonna go around. And I need all of my panelists to shout out their church and their pastor. Let them know what's going on with you, what's next for you, what we got going on. And let's start with Joe, since he's looking down for himself.
Hey, bro. You done picked on me all night, bro.
I knew you.
Well, I just want to give my pastor shout out, Pastor R.L. Handy Sr.
Yes, sir.
Mount Zion Inner City Baptist Church of Plaquemine, Louisiana.
I'm on Plaquemine.
That's right. What else I'm supposed to say?
Yeah, what you got going on? Music projects, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, Joe Jones and 3MC. We have 2 singles out. If you don't have them, you need to have them. They'll bless your life during this time in this pandemic. One is Pleasing, and the other one is Winner. Because y'all know we all winners. We're gonna win in the end. So you can get that on all your digital outlets, all that kind of stuff. That's all we got.
Amazing. Dr. Jose.
I'd like to send out 2 shout outs. I'd like to send out one first of all to the True Light Worship Center, where the pastor, Dr. Adrian D. Claiborne, is the pastor, and also to the St. Paul Baptist Church in Gonzales, both of those in Gonzales, where Pastor Delaney is our pastor, and both of those guys are doing an awesome job at keeping everything together. As far as me and the family, when God brings us out of this thing, we are planning on doing an EP. We're going to release 3 songs. A couple of songs I wrote a few years back. We're going to release those songs and let God do what He wants to do with those songs. Amen. I just appreciate you for this opportunity, Doc, and love you, man.
Jose probably done wrote 5 songs last week.
I was gonna say 17. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man, I promise you, I've been in school mode. Man. Look, I actually put the pen down, man. It's and I'm praying for those kids. We actually had a graduation, one of our graduations today. And I'm just praying for the kids, because at least they got an opportunity to kind of show, for us to show them that we appreciate them, because across the country, a lot of kids aren't having prom, they aren't having graduations or anything, man. That's an important part, of growing up, man, and becoming an adult, man. Yeah. So pray for those babies, man.
And let me make sure, let me on our set, shout out to all of those who've adopted seniors, who've been doing things and blessing those seniors, to the DJs that even did like the virtual proms and those kind of things, just to give them some type of sense of normalcy. So shout out to y'all, like y'all have been amazing throughout the pandemic situation. We're gonna keep it moving, keep it rolling. Minister Marcy.
Oh, I had to come off mute. Yes, I want to give a huge shout out to the Greater New Bethel Full Gospel Baptist Church, to my pastor, overseer Melvin L. Carter, and to my entire church family. And so let me tell you what's key about you doing this for all of the music ministry is that you can shout out your church and your pastor.
That's it.
That's key. That's key. You got to have a covering in this thing.
Be covered.
And your covering is not your group.
Amen.
I belong to the highly favored Baptist church. What? You need the covering, baby. So yes, I shout out my church. And so I'm really looking forward to what God is going to do in this next season with highly favored, whatever He chooses to do. I'm listening to His voice. If He says move forward, we'll move forward. If He says, do something else, we'll do something else. So I'm listening. I do know this. that some things that took place in the previous season can't take place in the next season.
Come on, come on, come
Big
on.
facts.
Come on,
That's
sis.
facts.
That's
Oh my
There,
God,
there,
that's
there,
facts.
there's going to be some pruning.
And listen,
Amen.
Marcy,
Amen.
do that pruning with no fear.
That's right.
That's right.
Because I was scared, because
Do
we
that.
got relationships, but
Pull them out.
Man,
it's like,
cut it
you
so it can grow.
Slice it down to its least common denominator.
yes,
I'm
yes.
gonna throw this one in there, and it's just from my perspective. Let me hit you with this one. If I'm not mistaken, Jesus saw that fig tree that didn't produce fruit, and he said, "Cut it down."
Come on.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
okay. I
right.
just want to make. I was
But
looking at the fig tree on the ground. I'm sorry.
but we as leaders sometimes we get afraid to do that,
Facts.
That's right.
because of relationships and
Relationships.
stuff like
Exactly.
that. And
Woo!
God has been speaking to me in this season. I'm holding you accountable
That's
for
it.
what you
Yeah.
are allowing.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's
That's it.
good. That is
You
good.
you are
That is real
allowing.
good.
So I can't do what I need to do because you are allowing. So okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Now,
And so
actually, y'all know that was the last question that was actually on that discussion. Is like, what have you learned about yourself in this time of leadership, and why you shouting your pastor out? Like just like Marcy did, y'all dive into that the end of the question, and we gonna jump off in a minute. That's the last. So, what have you learned, and what would this change about your leadership style? Dr. Bowman, talk to us, man.
I want to give a shout out to my pastor, Bishop Alfonso Denson Sr. and the Abram Temple Church of God in Christ in Bucky, Louisiana. That's where I'm a member. Amen. I'm a active member as best I can, financial. Amen. I just
Oh
Amen.
thank
my.
God for him, and I want to give a shout out to to Dr. Leo Cyrus, pastor of Second Baptist and New Hope, New Hope and the Second Baptist churches. And I want to give a special shout out to Reverend Sam Lawson, who's been delivering the word at both churches, Bible study and church every Sunday. I mean, a relevant word,
Yeah.
a relevant, relatable word, and to tie in with what you just asked, Johnny, what every script, every word he's given, every Bible study lesson he's given has made me better myself. I'm finding out about myself. As I said earlier, I'm finding out myself. God is teaching me how to tame my tongue. I guess God is teaching me how to better relationships. He's teaching me how to be relatable. He's teaching me how to be
Oh no, his Wi-Fi got the Rona.
Come on,
relationship and relationship.
Come on, Teddy Riley.
Hear me? Hear me?
Yeah,
That Wi-Fi got the Rona.
come on, Dr. Bowman.
Yeah,
Now he's
Teddy
getting ready.
Riley.
That's how you know he's getting ready to say
I can
something.
hear you.
Come on, Doc. Come on, come on with you. I knew he was about to say something good.
Oh, I say, as far as a relationship is teaching how to not to lead in emotion,
Yeah.
how to lead with integrity. Don't lead with emotion.
Right.
So that's enough for that. I heard that.
That's it. Come on, Dr. Kegler.
I would like to give a shout out to the coolest bishop I know, Bishop Lester Love at the City of Love. Hey. My bishop, I love my church. Also, I now have a new assignment. I am the lead worshiper at Dominion and Power Family Worship Center in Hammond, Louisiana, under the leadership of Apostle Paul Beard and elect Lady Donna Beard. I will actually be starting this Sunday.
Amen.
I'm very excited about that.
Congratulations, guys.
As a praise and worship leader, okay, we'll talk about that later. But which brings me right. It's, okay, okay, Marcy, that. Okay, great. And so this brings me, for me, in this season, this is bringing me in a more consecrative state. This is really centering me. A lot of people, and I just want to say this because we have people here. A lot of people always go with the preconceived notion of the Josh that they think they know, rather than the Josh you won't allow to grow. You should let somebody grow, or let whoever you are. Just like Elder Bowman said, like, you know, people can evolve, people can change, people can learn themselves. This is a time of self evaluation. So I believe in this time I am just taking my own master class. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
That's good. That's
That's
good.
good.
Taking my own medicine, because sometimes we dish out that medicine to that choir real hard. You know, we know how to serve them a platter of some stuff,
Love it. Love it.
and I love it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, just sometimes, we need to get it too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So we can't throw a shoe.
Yeah, please.
Come on, Maddie. Come on, Maddie.
Come on, Maddie. You should. We're gonna do a movie about you, Marcy.
You can throw a shoe.
See, I told y'all, man, Marcy the only director I know that literally can direct hair shake, and she do this one time and hair fall back in place. Y'all
And
already
it
know.
fall back in place. That rap will fall back in place.
The glory.
Direct with that hair, boy. She direct with that hair. Direct with it.
I mean, I'm feeling some kind of way because she's been on 2 of my panels the last 2 years, and she has not behaved, and she didn't behave tonight on your panel, Johnny.
I'm gonna get on Joe.
That's because I'm on the Zoom. You know,
you ain't
if I
got no room
wouldn't,
to run around.
I can't. I gotta sit here. You don't
Joel,
know how.
Joel, I'm gonna get on your pan. I'm gonna get on that panel, Joel. I'm coming.
Yeah, you coming, Josh? You're right.
That panel is something. Let me tell you, that panel is something.
And for anybody that knows, like I said, I want to piggyback on something Josh said that is very key, because I think we had a conversation on a Wednesday night about what people always presume about you versus what they know is happening with you. And evolution comes for everybody. It may not come in the form in which I may agree with, but it's gonna be something that's gonna change their life and get them closer to God. And that's all you need to be concerned with. It ain't about pleasing no man anyway. Like that's just what it comes down to. Like I had to say that because again, it takes a strong person. I don't care what nobody says. It takes a strong person to be in music ministry nowadays. It takes that's why that rest thing. I'm so glad you said that the whole rest thing that was needed, literally needed. All right, we're gonna keep it.
Look at all y'all skin. Y'all skin look good,
glowing. You know,
am I glowing?
Y'all don't look. Ain't no bags under your eyes from all that. Look, all them sleepless nights about that alto. That alto. That's that part of that alto.
Joel, what was that?
You got to shine, you know. Just let
I was about to say, Joel, ain't nothing up there now.
just let your soul glow.
That's all right. If you'd have jacked your head one more time, you'd have been like me.
It was about to take it all off. Trying to contain a Baptist fit. Well, Mikey, since you talking, shout out your pastor, man. And what have you learned as a director, my man?
Well, I'll shout out a few. I shout out my church and my pastor, of course, to the Capital Missionary Baptist Church, and also my pastor, Ronald L. Robinson, who has been preaching a relevant word in this season. You guys, if you haven't tuned into our live, you guys tune into our live, to our Bible study, even on Tuesday nights. But I also shout out the churches where I serve, which is Mount Zion in the city at Plaquemine, where I serve with my brother Joel Jones, and the pastor, of course, is Pastor Handy.
Get the cat out the bag, Mike.
Yes, sir. Where I serve as the Baton Rouge location praise and worship leader. So it's an honor to be able to do ministry with people who I consider my brothers, and even father-like figures like I call him Pop Jose. That's my pop, you know. But he's also the overseer of my ministry. So he holds me accountable even for my ministry. So I have a covering for my church, and I have a covering for my ministry as well. Some people don't know that, but I wanted to drop that out there because it's important that you have people like Jose, even people like Joe, you know, that hold you accountable for things that you're doing with your group, especially with me having a fresh ministry. We've only been together for 2 years now, and we're growing, you know, but God has truly been dealing with me in this season, you know, and he's allowed me to step out so that I'll be able to look in. And
that's good.
See some things a little clearer, you know. Somebody said earlier, you know, it's crazy when you say, 2019 in December, people were saying, clear vision. Well, you can't see, when stuff is in your way.
That's it,
So I
Doc.
thank God for allowing not just anybody, but allowing me to sit down to look back on some things and look forward to where He's going to take me to, so that I can see where He's taking me clearly.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's good.
I thank God for even allowing me to sit down with my pen and paper, and finding a new love in writing. Because people that write music, of course, all of you on here have written music, but you know that sometimes you can find a place where you become distance in your writing,
Yeah. Big
and your
facts.
writing has a disconnect from your actual emotions, because you're fighting with emotionals, right? You're fighting with your emotions, and you're not allowing your spirit to lead when it comes down to your writing.
That's good.
That
That's
is.
good.
That is.
So I don't know how many people really been there like I've been there, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I've had places where um, my emotions took over my writing, and
Mm-hmm.
God to beat me up and be like, "Look, if you don't throw that in the trash, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want that. I
Facts.
don't
Lord
want
Jesus.
that. I don't want your emotions. I want your heart. That's what I truly want,
Ooh.
But I thank God for um, just the opportunity to rest.
That's it.
Just the opportunity to rest, man. It was needed. It
That's
was
it.
needed.
Much needed.
Anybody who know me know I go a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do.
And great Jessica. Great Jessica. Great Jessica. Shout out your church and let us know, man. Let's talk. Let's talk it.
I just serve a great God.
Yellow.
Anyway, I I would like to shout out the Beacon Light International Baptist Cathedral of New Orleans. My bishop, Bishop Daryl Sylvester Brister. I am blessed to be able to serve there. That's enough said there. I'm also want to shout out. I call him my watch care pastor. It is a new church that hasn't even launched yet. In Slidell, Louisiana, Grace Church. Pastor Wade Henderson. So you guys look out. They'll be launching in August, and even
Amen.
though they haven't had a service, uh, he's making a major impact. And don't laugh at me, but also Pastor Michael Todd from Transformation, because I am a part of Transformation Nation. Period. So listen, okay, it's only crazy until it happens. Okay,
That's
so
it.
That's
um,
right.
okay. As far as the difference is concerned, y'all pray. Like I've been saying, we want to be cautious, we want to be mindful, but God has blessed us to see 5 years, and I am just really, really excited that my little baby is now going to kindergarten. Y'all, we fine. We fine. So I'm really, really excited. We want to celebrate. We ain't doing no new stuff. We just gonna party and kick it with our favorites.
That's
And
it.
that way, we don't have to have 10 million rehearsals because it's old stuff.
Right.
So, you
Amen.
know, everybody, that way we a little bit more. Josh, I saw that. Call me. So,
Oh no, I wasn't about. No, 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 no. I was
oh,
saying I forgot to talk about HPC.
Yeah, no,
what?
no.
Wait, no,
I was gonna come
go
back to you.
ahead.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back to you and Joel, because y'all didn't
Oh,
get a fair chance. I threw
And
that
me
in the
too.
middle of that. And Mikey, they ain't talk about none of their groups. In
I'm
that
sorry.
regard, I'm
I
gonna
love
throw.
my group though.
Let me throw
Oh,
my.
we love them.
I'm gonna throw mine out there. First off, Jessica, I just want to throw this out there, prophetically for you that 5 is the number of grace.
Yes.
So when you start talking about 5 years, it's not just even a kindergarten, because I know some 5-year-olds that are actually more wise than what you would look to be somebody that's
Come
95.
on.
God
so,
doesn't see age in
whew.
that sense. God doesn't see age. So that means that a grace is now going to rest upon your ministry, not even some more just to sustain you, but to catapult you to your next level. So get ready to
Yeah,
start recording. Get ready to take those voices you've been like diligently working for and still asking God on the back end, when is it going to be my time? Out of the songs that you have yet to release, get ready to do something greater with that, because grace is upon you in this season. I'm going to leave that alone. Let me give a shout out to my pastor. I had to get that out. I saw it. It was.
Thank you, Lord.
I know what I. That's one thing y'all know good and well. Like again, I'm not like all these wonderful master
Watch it.
prophets that had 20 visions.
Johnny,
But I
Johnny,
talk when God tell me to
Johnny,
talk. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. What to say, Jessica?
shut up.
Yes,
Shut
ma'am.
up. Shut up and watch your mouth. Shut up.
Okay. Okay. I just
And
wanted to
get a
make sure.
pie from Jessica.
Listen,
I just wanted you to
my,
make sure that I had to get
I'm
that out.
following look, I'm following Mikey's lead. I'm taking my braids out. So if y'all was wondering what's going on, if you know, you know. That's a process. If you know, you know. Okay. Anyway, but
I just
So
thought you was nervous or something. I
if
couldn't
you
figure out
know,
what
you
was
know.
going on.
I've
Braids
been,
are coming out.
she been,
Start at the bottom.
You
she
So
you
started
just
from the bottom
rocking,
so it wouldn't get
rocking and
wild at the
twisting in
top.
your hair. I'm like, what is going on?
That's
look,
actually a
so
part of
y'all
my
Rolling,
closing remarks.
baby.
That's
by
what.
the time y'all see me on Monday, I'm gonna be a new person. So
I know
anyway,
that transformation. But
yeah, Transformation Nation.
but I wanted to
But
be.
yes, the difference has two singles out, Simply and For He's Been Good. Please go on any digital outlet and they can find it. And also I am the co-director of the New Orleans Women Citywide Women's Choir, and we're still in the month, you know, growing development. So shout out to Kim Cherie, my co-director, and you know, Rona kind of knocked us off our little pace because we was going, but
That's
it's
it.
okay because we already know, you know, that in this time we just need to reflect. We need to, you know, just get ourselves together so that when this is done, we can go even harder. But if there's anything that I have learned during this pandemic, I've been sharing this with everyone, is that God is faithful,
That he is.
period.
Yeah.
He is faithful, and not to discount the gifts that God has given you.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, when I started the difference, I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't feel like I had the voice. I didn't feel like I had the skills. I didn't have to, like, you know, when you hear so many people that are amazing, and even, you know, even with that, like, my voice, I can do a little, but I ain't no, you know, y'all. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, like, don't
You be
discount,
singing.
and don't discount what God has given you. And I mean that in every way. We have to treat our group members, our choir members, with respect and with love, because the same way we say, "Oh, I can replace you so quick," sometimes you can't find people as faithful as the ones you got.
Okay.
That's right.
Sometimes you can't find people that are willing to pour into to support you financially in
Listen.
your dreams and your
Preach.
vision. So, you know, we have to be mindful that we keep those relationships alive, that we're still calling, that we're checking, that, you know, in this time that we're away, that it's even beyond the Zoom call, that we just like, you straight, you good, is there anything, you know, if I can help, let me know. But just don't discount it, because I'm not even trying to put a plug in, I promise. But with cheesecake, y'all, I didn't see this blessing coming. Like, I didn't see it
We thank
coming.
we thank God for
And
you.
Bless God
I didn't
several
see it
times.
coming. But God will take things, and being mindful of what we say. Because for my whole, since my parents transitioned to heaven, I would used to say, all they left me was debt. All they left me was debt. But they left me an inheritance through a recipe. And we
Wow.
just had to be mindful of what we say and how we say it. You
Yeah.
know, and the truth of the matter is, God, this is the word. He'll take the foolish things
To
and
confound.
okay. So people might think it's, but the truth of the matter is, God can use that thing that you think is small, that song that you think doesn't have much potential, the song that you think, oh, God just gave this to me, and it can bless nations.
Big time.
And I just, that's all I got to say, is that during this time there is purpose in this pandemic, and there's even promise in this pandemic.
Come
So
on.
I just hope that everybody is figuring out what that looks like for them. And I'm just happy that you even called me Johnny. I'm gonna continue to rock and unbraid my hair. But that's it. My nerves not bad, Marcy. I'm just trying to, you know, if you know, you know. This is the process. Okay.
Girl, no, and see, I don't know because I don't do that stuff. But you, girl, you looking
Oh,
like Delilah on when
I've never done this
what
before.
what
I don't wear
what
braids.
what's the name of that show? When Kingdom Come? Is it,
Oh
you
Lord.
you look like Delilah.
I was over here like this, right? Looking like I'm nuts. That's what it was. No, I ain't crazy. I'm not crazy, y'all. I
I'm sitting
promise.
here like, what is wrong with us? She done got nervous.
Look, about to call me
I mean,
Empress Jessica. You
delightful,
okay?
delightful.
Look, you okay, Jessica? Everything all right? Yeah, I'm all right.
I just want to put this that there are people in the comments that are talking very very well about your cheesecakes, and just a transparent moment, y'all. I quit keto just to get a cheesecake from Jessica. I ain't even lying to you.
Hey.
And I ain't lied. Yeah, shamefully, between me and my brother, yeah, it didn't even survive. It didn't. It did not
I
survive.
bet when you ate it, you felt it in your
Yeah,
shana now.
Josh, can I get it one time? Can't stop eating the pies.
Can't stop eating the pies. Can't stop eating the pies. Jessica. All right, I'm sorry.
So
I'd have took the alto if it wouldn't have been so high.
all right, you know,
No, you already know.
Right.
I'm shooting for the stratosphere.
And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I gotta give it with that rest thing, Josh. I think this is the first time I can honestly say I could probably sing with HBC with no problem right now. I got all my voices back, but I can't because Joe sing high too.
Joel sings high. Yes, he does.
We got to be like, and there's no such thing as a tenor section. There's true tenor sections. There's
Okay.
a difference. Somebody say a true tenor section. Ain't no baritone in there. I hear somebody. That's not the note. That's not the note. Okay, I'm gotta get.
This pandemic gave me my voice back.
It gave me
I'm singing so much.
There's a lot of the raspiness in my voice that has come out of my voice because of this pandemic.
I would never. I don't care what the pandemic has done to my vocals. Okay, Jose, listen. I would never ever sing with Joel Jones and 3MC.
You have to get on the treadmill. You got to get on the treadmill. You got to
Marcy, please.
You're right there by him.
Listen. I'm not even what you know. Like Ricky Diller's project just came out, and people were saying, you know, they up in the thing. But I mean, Joel and Josh too. I mean, it makes no sense to make people go up. I'll be passed out because I would be light in the head.
I'll be on the ventilator. I'll be on the ventilator.
Marcy, when them people sung True Praise and took it up at the end.
Thank you, Joe.
Who does that?
Yeah, Lord.
Who does that? I'm not.
Jones
So the
3MC.
pandemic ain't did nothing for my vocals. Talking about singing with them.
There were reasons behind those modulations.
There's Joe. Nobody can do it better than Joe. Why we do Joe? Let's throw it back to you and Josh and Gerald. Y'all run something again. I think Joe actually answered. Josh and Gerald, y'all talk about y'all groups. What y'all got coming up?
This year makes 15 years. 15 years. Jessica is an original member. Jessica was there coming out of high school, okay? 15 years. 15 years. And you know what I love about it, and Jessica, I say this all the time. Thank you for always keeping me in mind when you talk about mentors and teachers. You know what I'm saying? Because you are amazing. What you do, your influence on, you know, the female choir, the New Orleans Women's Choir, and the difference, it just really makes my heart, just smile. You know what I'm saying? So, 15 years just looks like us really holding it down and just squalling for Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I have some good news, Joel. The album will be out in August. All of the songs that you want.
Hey, I was in the VIP section at that recording.
Was in the VIP. Joe, let me tell you something about this album, bro. Oh my God. And I got some special solo features. I can't say anything, but just get ready.
I can't wait. Fighting on, man. Fighting on.
So August, the release out. We also have some music right now out, which is Psalm 100. Okay, that's out right now. We also have Blessing Me, Trust in the Lord.
Yes.
And if you want to go back to 2010, Adoration. We have a little small catalog out right now. Also, for those who need voice training, I'm offering virtual lessons to those who are, you want to just sharpen it more. You just want to get, whatever you need to do just to keep those oils going as it relates to your craft. I am offering virtual services as it relates to vocal coaching and vocal lessons, and that's about it.
That's amazing, Mikey. What you got?
Well, my group, of course, is fully restored. Like I said, we've only been together for 2 years, but uh, God has blessed us to release our first single, which is "Where Would I Be." Um, you can get that song on all digital outlets right now. So I thank God for what He's doing, even in this season. Like I said, God has had me in my secret place writing again. But God actually gave me a song about 2 years ago, and I'm looking forward to releasing it soon, entitled "Praying Time."
Wow.
So you guys be on the lookout for
Church.
the new single that'll be coming out real soon, entitled "Praying Time" for Fully Restored.
Amazing. And again, I want to take this time to thank everybody for being on this panel tonight. Let me take a moment to shout out my pastor, Pastor Danny M. Donaldson of the Rose Hill Church of Baton Rouge. An amazing man of God. The music ministry has been doing an amazing job. He's been preaching dynamic words every Sunday. They're going in Bible study every week. And not only that, let me give a major shout out to the Rock of Ages Baptist Church and Pastor Jonathan Everett, in which I serve as the music ministry overseer over there. And he's definitely been there to help me expand not only the media side of it, but the ministry side of it, seeing exactly and what alluding to what Joel said earlier about a pastor that can preach with an empty house. That
Yeah,
shows great
Lord.
tenacity and a very very awesome zeal for God's people. So again, I want to make sure I say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank everybody that's on this panel tonight for coming in. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You never know how the things are gonna come out. Just to let y'all know, I'm gonna put just a little bit out. During this pandemic, one of the things that God told me flat out is you've been serving ministry for everybody else. What have you done for me lately?
What you say, Doc?
And he flat out asked me that, and I, because you know how we gonna get. The Bible talks about it. You're gonna get, and you have to say, you get before the day of judgment. And one of the things is, I've been doing this for you, God, and I've been doing. He says, "Depart away from me, you workers of iniquity. I know you not." I don't
No,
want
you're
that to
not.
be my particular testimony. So I've been letting God minister to me, and I've actually began to do some serious writing. So I got some stuff that is getting ready to be worked on. I had to.
Yes, sir.
Ain't no sense in me sitting back, and I'm like Jessica, because for the longest, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love working in the ministry of helps. I like being on the back side of things. And anybody that knows me, I don't like the forefront. However, sometimes God will push you to a place. You know, God will push you to that place. So Joe got something on his mind. I see him and Marcia cutting up. That's what it is.
Please, please call on the little Joel
Joe,
at
what
the
you
back of
say?
the room, cause he'll keep holding up his finger.
What you say, Joe?
Please.
I just want to. This is the last thing I got to say. And this is probably going to challenge everybody that's on the call, and also outside people that tuned in right now. I'm looking at my outline, and it says, "What have you learned about yourself during this time?" A lot of times, most times, 90% of the times, of the time, we are so caught up in ministry and our obligation to the kingdom that we forget who we are outside of church. And during this pandemic, I have not well, I've rediscovered Joel the husband, Joel the father.
That's a word for
That's
somebody.
good, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
That's good
That's a
right
word
there.
from somebody. That's a word right
I,
there.
I, have, I have rediscovered that romantic Joel,
Yes, sir.
that playful father that's rolling on the floor with his 9-month old.
Yeah.
We got to be careful that that's not lost, because we're people outside of church as well.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's good.
Facts.
That's good, man.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Big
true.
facts.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is
That
good.
that
I hope
that
somebody
is
took hold of
In
so.
that.
this pandemic, I've been loving on my
Ooh,
wife. I've been loving on my kids. It's
man,
been great.
Yes,
that's
sir.
real.
And so
That is so
and
real.
And I
going
ain't been. We don't practice social distancing in here.
No, God, we give him glory.
Ain't no 6 feet.
Come on, we give him glory.
That's okay. Ain't no, and it's pleasing in his sight.
Oh yeah.
Go any further, Joe Jones. Joe Jones, don't you go any further.
I'm gonna go a little further when I hang up this call.
Joe
Yeah, well,
Jones.
we gonna have a quick recap once we get off live, y'all. So y'all give me a second. So we can end this, y'all. So we can end this properly, y'all.
Jose, what you say, Jose?
Here, right here. Hey, I believe she waiting on me.
That's all right. We still save over here, Marcy, huh?
Show is.
We save.
Show is.
Holy say.
Show is.
No, she'll be around that corner 2 times. She'll be.
She done passed about 5 times.
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna do that. Y'all not gonna do that. Y'all are not gonna do that.
Y'all, I got y'all
this here.
Cause this ain't for everybody. Now this is for my people. Now we about to have fun just like this. So give me a minute. Y'all don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. And I'm about to go ahead and end this. I'm coming back to this conversation.
No.
I ain't got time for Joe and Jose talking all that.
I am not ashamed.
Hey, man, talking about all that old stuff. Hey, I'm about to get out of here. Right. I don't hear that.
So y'all,
my word is undefiled.
It's undefiled.
Yeah, so I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. Do me a favor, and I want y'all to like it. I want y'all to share it. I do appreciate the comments. I do appreciate the love and everything that y'all have done tonight. It has been amazing. I want to thank again KT Muyaka, Tim Simmons for coming in earlier. I want to thank Joel Jones and the Marcy Fisher and Jose Reddit and Dr. Ernest Bowman and Jessica Durand, to make sure I say it, to make sure I honor that ring and make sure I say it right. Josh Kegler and I want y'all, they got rings, y'all. I ain't got none. I'm just saying, I'm gonna make sure that I'm just gonna say that. So again, thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. It has been an amazing night. I'm so glad that you all were able to do it. So if you want to, definitely follow me. I need everybody to go over to the YouTube that you see below, and I need y'all to start subscribing as we're going to start moving the videos over to that side of YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. If you're looking for me on Instagram, it's ThatGuy JHEN on Instagram. I honestly want to thank everybody for tuning in. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like I said, why argue when it's just talk? So I see y'all on the flip. Thank y'all for tuning in. We out.